That's funny. Edging my dream. Happy Tuesday, all. Did you know you could edge other people's dreams without even, meaning to or
But
intending
only if you're
to?
Oswald.
But only if you're Oswald?
Only if you're Oswald.
Because
Yeah.
Oswald is super edgy?
Oswald is super edgy.
Super, what do they call that? Edgelord?
Mm-hmm. That's apparently what we're going to call it. Yeah. It's canon.
Hey, no one told me it was Lollipop Tuesday. What's up with that?
She must have hit her third lick.
How many licks does it take to get
before you get to the middle?
Yeah.
3.
I realized
One,
that I
a two,
didn't.
A 3.
Somehow I got Fire and Mara confused. Let me fix that really quick.
I just
And
noticed
I just did
That
too.
is funny.
I
I'm
just
not
played
sure.
the first
No,
date
you-
on accident.
You got Mara and Sam confused.
No.
No, Tobias. Tobias got Mara
Yeah,
and
but
Sam confused.
Tobias lives a life of confusion, so it's all okay.
True.
He lives a life of confusion. Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Tonight, episode 49. We have to figure out what we're going to do for episode 50 next week. Assuming you guys don't all die, because I think collectively you have like 12 hit points, with the exception of Oswald, who, used his...
I'm at 46.
I'm at 15. I'm not high either.
I might have the highest because...
You're
Wait,
muted.
am I the one with the highest hit points?
You
how
might,
many
you might
hit
be.
points do you have?
But you were changing, you were shapeshifting
I have
a lot.
46.
You were an elephant for a while.
Yeah.
You were an
Then I
elephant
might have
twice,
about the
weren't
same.
you?
Yeah.
I used both my wild shapes.
Yeah, everything was going great until Mara opened her bag.
Hey.
Oh my god.
To
Yeah.
anybody except me. And everyone Shulamon. Hey, good things came from that.
Did it?
Really?
I don't
In the
know.
FCC.
I don't know if that's true.
The bag didn't cause that.
Yeah.
No, that was me.
Oh.
How was that you?
Well, the
Word of
Word of
recall?
recall?
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
thing too.
Well, that worked. Anytime someone says roll a D100, you're screwed. Just to let you
You
know.
just don't want to do it.
For those new to D&D,
it's never a good thing.
Your
when you're
DM will set up.
teleporting,
Oh,
when you're
God,
teleporting and someone says roll a D100, it ain't good.
You're done. You're gonna die.
I gotta
We
tell
didn't
you.
die yet.
So, everything you need to know about this wacky group is down below. Join our Discord. Hey, Chav. Join our Discord. Pop on over. Roll for some free dice. Roll for some free miniatures. If you're international, I am still struggling to find someone that'll ship international on the miniature side. However, all the other stuff I think I've got covered with dice. And this time for the dice giveaway, we're giving away a dice vault as well as the Bane dice, a really cool black and red set of dice. So join our Discord, come hang out, have some fun. Roll for some freebie stuff. Free shit's cool, get some swag. But otherwise, check out all of our creators below. We have lots of cool stuff, lots of cool people creating a lot of cool podcasts. I'm a little snuffly. I had an allergy attack earlier, something I'm not used to having. I think it's the constantly going in and out of the air conditioning is starting to get to me. But we don't have a lot of intros to do tonight. But we are on episode 49, so we're going to... Whose static is that?
I think that's Mara.
There you go. Now it's gone. That was weird. I think E.T. was landing in Mara's yard. I always love how she gets that look on her face of tentative panic when she realizes she's the center of the static gremlin. So let's go back a little bit today. Let's take a look at this journey from the end of winter, most of spring, and we're at the tail end of spring and the beginning of summer along the Menagerie coast. This group, known as the Storm Chasers, met both either purposely or by accident, depending on how they came together. Asborn and Asmon Sinclair, family members of a very powerful family deep in the Morrow Valley, with Zemian and Zadash connections, as well as connections with the gentleman. Some of us come from strange Luxodon heritage and inadvertently found themselves in the employ of the Marquis. Others of us just became pirates to have a good time, use their coloring book to find a ship or a treasure.
Crimson Mouse.
Oswald, not Oswald, and not Oswald, and kind of Oswald.
Not Sigurd?
Not Sigurd.
Not Sigurd.
A hollowed one who was trapped interdimensionally between spaces of existence because of an oath that was both made and cursed at the same time. Relieved of that oath and relieved of that curse, he then made a new pact with the Stormlord and became a carrier of the Stormlord's vision, a hope of the future. He now bears a little emblem in his chest, a little kind of glass-like gem with a little larval creature inside of it after retrieving it from a rather unique-looking kraken's egg. But one can't argue that this entire thing had begun around the basis of a mouse folk who had almost like heritage or childlike interest in a map. For those that looked at it would have seen a coloring book for the most part. But hey, it was a map. And it was that map that really set the Storm Chasers on the path that they're currently on. And this path has both treated them as friend and foe, depending on your point of view. Some would say releasing Scourge upon the world might be a bad thing. Some would say rescuing a little halfling girl from being pulled into another dimension of existence was a good thing. Until they figured out what the little halfling girl was really all about. They have a unique arch nemesis by the name of Shulamon, who seems to be hatching and executing multiple plots and multiple plans against both the Brecht family as well as others within the orbit of the Storm Chasers. All this finally culminated to the Storm Chasers focusing on one essence of the resolution they're trying to accomplish, and that was to get Scourge. Scourge by far was creating the most damage, the most harm. Sure, Tyrling and the captured essence of Qualish still need to be dealt with. There's still the matter of whatever the Marquis and Shulamon had in store for the Menagerie Coast. But it was going after Scourge that seemed to bring a lot of unique individuals together. Not only the Cobalt Soul, the Cerebus Assembly to a certain degree. The Zorhasian Navy had sent their new flagship. The remnants of the Pirates of Darktow, a now conquered and wasted city, in hopes of getting it back. Making friends with Pavu, the Plank King. And
who's now dead.
Well, you would assume. I mean, just because his head was lashed to the belt of Shulamon doesn't mean one is dead. They
Who's now headless.
There's just
headless.
There's just no speaking to the dead.
Who's now the disembodied head hanging as a trophy on Shulamon's belt?
As they manage to track the creature down to Darktow, with some acquired magical manacles rescued from the deep sea after the main fleet that was sent to deliver these manacles was destroyed by something. One still can speculate what that was. Crimson Mouse and the fleet left behind, the small fleet. the storm chasers making it to Darktoe. Here they hatched a plan, gathered all their resources, gathered all their abilities in an attempt to finally rid Wildmont and the Menagerie Coast of Scourge. And where we last left off, they had accomplished this. Unfortunately, there were some other plans being executed at the same time. The first plan was that Shulaman clearly had absconded with the plane-shifting orb that Pavu was looking for, and had used the destruction of the orb with a hammer that was unfamiliar to all of you. And when those two elements combined within the voided space that Scourge had created to exist within during his attempt to return to where he came from, it was the sudden execution of the spell of recall that was the kind of final tinder on the stack of fire, no pun intended, that kind of kicked off all of these interdimensional and pocket collisions. And when these pocket collisions collided, a great, vast, voided explosion occurred, sending the storm chasers skipping along the surface of the material plane and ejecting them out into the astral sea. Once they all realized they were there, floating nearby with their ability to see each other floating, the strange kind of miasma-like swirl of energy and rocks and planets and great beasts just floating by, just mile-long beasts just floating here and there, realizing they were no longer on the prime material plane. Where we left off was a familiar voice. Well, what a surprise to find you all here. I mean, I was expecting the Soul of Fire, but since all 6 of you are here, you're welcome to join us. And that's
Just my soul?
That's where we last left off. What would you guys like to do?
Can we see
How are
him?
you?
Just my soul? Is the rest of me here too?
I was gonna say, can we see him? Are we physical?
Oh, well, yes, you're physical. Well, I heard this archonic, almost like loud explosion, almost like an echo of arcane destruction. I assumed it was Fire's death. It punctured through the planes of existence, and she's been so good to me, and I've been so good to her. I just assumed I would take her the rest of the way.
Wait, my death would do that?
Are we dead?
We did.
He kind of looks at all 6 of you just kind of
Not
floating
dead,
there.
we're right here.
Well,
I mean, I don't feel great.
I could be mistaken. I mean, it was just such a loud sonic boom through the material
Yeah.
plane. I mean,
Wait a minute.
yes.
Who the heck are you?
That's the Traveler.
Yes, that's the
I've
name.
told you guys about him.
Yeah, that's the name I go by. Pleasure to
What's-
meet all of you.
The guy you pray to?
Yeah.
Can
Oh,
we see him though? Like, are we physically able to see him?
Yeah,
We
you just see a black and green cloak pulled down to a nose and a big white impish smile, and it's flowing behind him. He's very tall, very thin. His hands are ungloved, and they're very kind of like tannish and human looking, but there's no clear vision of his face. It's just his voice and his mouth moving.
So,
Looking underneath, trying to see.
so
That's
Fire.
very rude.
Fire.
Yep.
So he's a god.
Yep.
So he could get us a ship and stuff, and so
That's
we could
not how
sail
he
around.
works.
You didn't
oh, but
ask.
he's your god. Can he make me feel better?
Well, I can make you feel better. I can make you feel better.
Tobias,
great.
I can assure you, you don't need to whisper here. I can hear
Oh.
you all the way on the other side of the astral sea.
Oh, good. Well, hey, I don't want to float around out here forever. Do you have something we can get on, like a ship, maybe a crimson mouse that floats in the astral sea that I could command?
It doesn't quite work that way. The name Astral Sea is more of a, how shall we say, label, just an easy way to describe unlimited space throughout time.
Oh, so something so our heads don't explode if you really explained it to us?
I don't know if it works like that, but that sounds really cool.
All right. I'm gonna
When I
trip you.
ethereal step, do I cross the astral sea?
No,
Like, am
the
I familiar
ethereal
with it?
plane. You go through the ethereal plane, don't you? Or is
Yeah,
that
but like
astral step or misty step?
the ethereal step,
Ethereal step
like
doesn't
it
go through
hasn't
the...
been working. Like I've been going other places.
Oh, that's
Okay,
true.
well, make us go back to where
Wait, first question.
we were going.
Question, Mr. Traveler, sir.
Oh, I like you. You're very formal.
Are we safe here?
Well, is anybody safe anywhere these days?
I mean, relatively.
Knew he was
speaking,
gonna say
is something
that.
going to pop out and grab us?
I don't know. Should they?
Well, there's that
Are
big
you
thing
worth
that
grabbing?
floated by.
Oh,
Definitely
we're
not. Mm-mm.
Oh.
we're just saying that right now we are all very squishy and we need a place to lay low for a bit. Would this place be okay? Would that be okay with you if we...
I certainly don't see a problem with it.
Okay, because I think
Take
the
a
first...
nap for like an
Yeah.
hour.
That's the first thing we really need to do.
Mara, I'm gonna float over to you and touch you and give you 23 hit points.
Oh, so much better.
So
thank you.
you're like a god and you know everything. What happened?
3, and I get 5.
Well, I was
No, no,
busy.
she
Why
does
are we
'cause she
here?
thought she died.
Well, I was busy. I heard a
Oh.
very loud, arcanic kind of echo of an explosion. I assumed with Fire's panache of overdoing it and expending way more effort than is required, that it must have been her. And I came to see if she needed, a little help going the rest of the way.
Well, I'd actually like to go back home.
Wait, west of the way where?
Well, I assumed she was dead. Mara, I think
I'm
you're
not-
getting staticky again. There's
No,
so-
that one's
That might be
Sam.
me.
Oh, that's Sam that time? Oh, yeah,
Yep.
she's frozen. Oh, nope, she's back. Well,
Internet's doing wonky things today.
well, about that, dear. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's, please, my humble abode, if you don't mind. And he watches his hands come out and they snap. And suddenly, poof, it's kind of hard to tell how far away it is. There's just this ramshackle shed. It's maybe about 10 by 10, a dilapidated door. There's some kind of like old, skinny white gentleman with a long beard and a pipe kind of leaning in front of it. And you watch as the traveler just points to the front door. Please, let's take a little rest and discuss, well, let's discuss what to do next. Because I'm just as, well, not quite in tune with what's happened here as well. Like I said, I was distracted. I was working on other things at the time. It's a big place. Lots of people, lots of responsibilities.
Okay.
Okay.
We could have drinks.
Hey,
I like drinks.
Mr. Traveler.
Yes.
y-
Mr.
you're like a god.
Mouse.
You're a god. Like you could do a lot better in that shack.
Oh, well,
Just
you
make
know.
whatever you want, right?
You watch as, he comes over and opens the door. He says, not everything is as it appears. But you know what? You know who doesn't attack shacks? Really stupid, scary things. Because they think it's not worth attacking. And as he
Makes
opens
sense to me.
and as he opens up the door, there's just a crescendo of like body kind of bardic music. The interior of the space is massive. It's unending. It just goes on, and it's phantasmagoria kind of revelers and illusion, and and then he looks and goes, oh, I forgot about that. And he goes, excuse me, go home. And you watch as the space kind of clears out and empties. Could have sworn that at least 3 or 4 naked fey-like creatures went scurrying off, and as the last one's kind of looking over, now I told you. And then, he's, well, anyways, a simple gathering. And he snaps his fingers and the interior shifts and changes. Now listen, old man. Keep an eye out. Let me know if anybody's following us. And as all of you kind of drift into the shack, the old man just sits there and nods, goes back to rocking on the chair. The door slams shut behind you. There's at least a dozen overstuffed chairs. I'm not sure what you eat. Do you know, what is it that you and your friends eat? Do you eat babies?
Not
Cow
human
and-
babies.
Cow and fruit and vegetables.
Ah, baby cows. Okay,
Eat
very
ba-
well.
Or adult cows. I mean, veal's not really to my taste.
Fair enough. Well, I've got a smorgasbord of choices for you. I'm not really sure what any of you eat, but I certainly can make it reasonably comfortable. Fire,
You have
perhaps?
waffles?
Yeah, absolutely, there's waffles there.
I like waffles.
Waffles, pancakes, muffins,
Pancakes, yes,
steak,
pancakes too.
cheese, breads, whatever you want there on the table, please.
Do you have pie?
I don't have pie. I don't have a liking for it, so I often don't think of it. But
Okay.
next time I'll make sure I have pie.
Brownies?
Yes, but not those. Then he goes over and moves those off to another shelf, and then comes back with, these are okay to eat.
Regular brownies? I like regular brownies.
These are regular brownies, dear.
Did those other ones have walnuts in them? Because walnuts are terrible.
He kind of takes his tankard and goes, sure, walnuts.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
all right.
have a seat.
Now what?
Well, I don't know. First off, let's fix this. And he kind of waves his hands, and all of you immediately get the effect of a full rest.
Ooh, yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, well, it's no bother whatsoever. You've already been here for a little while, so it only seems like it would make sense.
Oh, how long have we been gone from home?
About that. Well, I'm not really sure, dear.
Well, we left on insert day here.
Well, it's winter there now, dear.
Wasn't it the middle of the summer when we left, or was it spring? Shoot. Out of character. What was it?
I
Out of
believe
character.
Summer.
What was it?
it was about mid to the end of spring.
Oh, that's right.
It was before spring. It's winter?
Yes.
We've been gone.
Alright, you might want
The
to
sending stone doesn't work between planes, right?
I was gonna say you might want to check with Alvin. He might be a little scared.
Can I pull out my sending stone? Alvin?
I'm sorry, dear, but that's not going to work here.
Put it back in my pocket.
You both need to be on the same plane of existence for that to work.
We've been gone for months.
Well,
That's all
it-
like sending spell. Like you
Wait,
can't communicate.
Is it the
between
same
planes, right?
year?
as far as I can
Hold
tell,
on.
yes, it feels like it to me.
Okay.
I'm reaching little tendrils of energy out to kind of help understand. I have not been paying attention. And unfortunately, with you here now, I'm actually reaching through some of my other, devotees to kind of figure out what's going on.
Well, did
Do
did
we
you
know
tell
that-
him what happened? The big
Well, there
portal
was
thing that opened
this
up
big,
and-
there was this big sphere. It was like a phase shifty spear thing. Fear, not spear. Fear. Oh my gosh. Phase shifty spear.
Spheres.
And
Sphere.
and he
Sphere.
hit it with a hammer.
Who's he, dear?
That
Schumann.
guy.
Suleiman guy that just needs to
Ed.
die.
Yeah,
Oh,
we need to
I
just find that
see.
hammer and decap him.
Hate
Yeah.
that guy.
So, success, mission accomplished. Did you happen to find my sister's pet?
No, we got Scourge back theoretically where he was
Oswald,
supposed to go.
Oswald did. Oswald got
Yeah. But we were gonna go after your sister's pet next, and
He ended up here.
we ended up here.
Oh, very unfortunate. So, you didn't mean to come here then?
No,
No.
it was an
Oh.
accident. We were trying to get away from the ethereal plane, like exploding and sucking in Dark Toe.
Oh, I think that's already been accomplished, dear.
Well, we got away from it, yes, but Dark Toe's probably gone.
Yeah, well, so the best I can figure then, one moment. The best I can figure then, based on what a couple of individuals have just communicated to me. Well, you know how like when you're having a good time walking by a lake and you can throw a rock across it and it can skip forever? It would appear that's what happened to all of you.
We skipped forever?
Well, normally when you transcend over into another plane of existence, it's instantaneous and it's momentary, and you go back, you only lose maybe a couple days. Time moves very differently here. But it seems that a lot of you skipped around for a while.
Well, at least we skipped together.
Can we skip backwards?
Oh no, dear, I'm sorry. It doesn't quite work that way.
Okay, can we get back?
Well-
Can you help us get back to
Yeah.
at least where we live and all that?
Here's the thing. Don't really know if you want to go back.
Why?
I want to go
What
back.
What happened to home?
Well,
Did home go all explodey?
Well, not
Did the whole planet get sucked in? Or continent get sucked into the portal like Dark Toe?
Not exactly. You know that old saying that the victors write the history books, dear?
Uh-oh. Are we wanted in Shulaman?
Shulaman's king, and we're gonna go back, and we're all wanted.
Oh, no, Shulaman's definitely not king, but
Shulaman dead?
no,
Probably
no.
not. We're not that lucky.
I do not sense he's crossed over, so no, I don't believe he is. Although he may not be coming this direction, I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
what about your husband? Is he okay?
How are the Ghost Slayers?
I'm not familiar with them. I can certainly try to reach out, find out.
So, what are they saying about us in the history books?
Well, that's just a saying, dear. I suspect whoever survived the event, well, painted a pretty picture of themselves, not so much a pretty picture of the storm chasers.
That would be the Cobalt Soul, right? Weren't they the ones who manacled Church?
Oh, the
People
Cobalt
are gonna
Soul
have
has
to
definitely
dive
been
into this.
elevated for sure. They took full responsibility for the recovery of Scourge and successfully
where-
getting Scourge back into containment.
The Ghost Slayers are on good terms with the Cobalt Soul. We should be okay.
Oh, I don't know if the Brecht family is on good terms with everybody. I mean, they are spies after all.
On the surface, we're on good terms with them. They think we're on good terms with them.
Well, yes, but so it would appear all of you are dead. Well, at least they
But they
think
know
you
we're
are.
not.
They think you are, is what I'm saying.
Perfect.
And for the most part, well, you're heroes. You should see some of the statues they've built. The ones of Tobias are kind of ridiculous, but they're cool.
Why everything
Big?
about me's got to be ridiculous?
Well, no, I'm sorry.
really big.
Ridiculous in the sense that they're quite large, and it's not quite
Oh.
It's not quite
So,
the.
They got my inner
There's
bigness.
Tobias.
Well,
Tobias.
it's perspective, really, point of view.
Did
Anybody?
they make his statues bigger than my statues?
Wait. You're a god, right?
Do I have statues?
You keep saying that like I'm supposed to do something to prove it.
No, I don't want you to prove it, but could you make me big?
Why would you want?
Like a giant mouse?
I mean, I could certainly enlarge you temporarily if that's
I don't
that's
Are
your
you asking-
thing.
Everybody always picks on me for my size.
No,
you
I'm-
asking
For
God for
one
extra
time, I
2
want to look
inches?
down on one of these guys and say something to him. That's
we can
all.
hold you up.
You do it because you're supposed to overcome it, Tobias.
Never mind, fire. You ain't gonna hold me up like a baby.
Well, I mean, no, like a little lion.
Never mind. Just don't stop. Just stop. Okay. Never mind.
So you
Talking to a god
see-
here.
There's already a written narrative. There's celebrations that have already occurred. And oddly enough, after Scourge's demise, it would appear, and I'm getting this as I'm talking to you guys right now, it would appear that the other creature has gone silent. So the assumption is,
Sister's pet.
His sister's pet, yeah.
Because
well,
she's the one's in
no,
control of him now.
the little halfling creature that you were dealing
Oh,
with.
Terling.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
What about?
I'm still looking for my sister's pet. I honestly thought you had it because when I was scouring the prime material plane in Exandria for you, and I had a connection with the bag. That might have been another reason why I was brought to you over here. Like I said, I assumed I was going to be walking you over to the next realm of existence.
No, Tierling still has your pet at least she did when we left.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah,
was
was
she's
that-
deep-
also got. She's also
It was
got
deep underwater,
room.
creating a bunch of undead fish people.
Really terrible, yucky.
oh, interesting.
things.
Well, according to
She
those
al-
that I'm speaking with right now,
Polish.
none of that has been going on. Oh, wait a minute. One moment.
Or maybe they're just stockpiling them somewhere.
And Qualish is helping her make stuff.
Well, it
I
would
think
seem,
help is a strong word.
Creepy fish people.
it would seem that the Brecht family has been mourning for the better part of a month, and now they've come out of the mourning period, and they are beginning to turn to their normal selves. Things have become quite peaceful down there. There's a bit of harmony that hasn't been seen for some time. The help of the Zohassians with their new flagship seems to have created some new diplomatic ties with both the Dwendals and the Marquis. It would seem that everybody came together, did the duty that was required. You all suffered the heroic death, and voila, peace is ensured. So I beg the question, going back, do you really want to go back and undo all of that potentially?
Where do we go from here if we don't go back?
Die.
Tell me it's someplace cool.
Well, I mean, depends on the trials, I suppose.
Trials?
I
What
mean, not everything
trials?
is just an open door because you've done good or done bad. I mean,
I don't want to
but
go. To,
I don't
like, you know,
I don't believe we're at that point yet. Technically, you're not dead.
So if
Yeah,
we die,
well-
then we have to go to trials?
no. Look, I'm saying like there's got to be some other place that's in trouble that needs.
It's not
our
like
help.
Night Court, dear. Not like that kind of trial.
Okay.
A different kind, where they merely turn your soul inside out and try to determine whether or not you're a good or a bad person.
What if you can't remember part of your soul?
Oh, I can assure you, they'll remind you.
Hmm.
There's got to be a place for. He takes a little piece of paper. Tobias Fairweather, first of his kind, pirate king of the Astral Sea, captain of the Crimson Mouse, truth teller, lizard slayer. There's got to be some place for me.
Well, on that note, Tobias, I drink to you.
Oh. What happened to our haste with many levels of exhaustion?
All alleviated. Everything's gone.
We're with
The
a guy.
reset button has been hit.
Well,
With
we
a
were supposed
guy.
to be hasted for
Whatever he wants.
24 hours,
Yeah, but,
and
Then we had 3 levels of exhaustion, but that's all gone.
yeah, because it's been way longer
Heroes
than
Feast
24
for
hours.
7 days.
Because
Oh,
we've been in this
everything's
place for
gone.
God knows how long.
A couple months.
I just didn't know if we needed to take our exhaustion.
So,
And
Well,
I
what do we
mean-
do from here?
And I mean, of
Yeah.
all the people in your group, young Genasi, you should not be too stressed by this.
I should not be stressed by this?
Well,
If I
yes,
don't
you're-
go back, I don't have a husband anymore.
Well,
I think he means because you have the purest soul here.
no, I was referring to the twins you currently carry.
Yep. What?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
You had a good honeymoon, didn't you?
I thought you already knew.
What?
I'm gonna slam my fist on the table and say, I knew it wasn't sparring.
I knew she
3
was
months
acting
have
kinda
passed,
crabby.
Am I now like
I mean-
3 months pregnant? Like, do I have like a bump?
no,
What
it doesn't quite work like that, dear. You've been in this point of
Okay.
time. I mean, I would say he kind of looks at you, and I would say maybe 12 weeks.
Great. My
How long
husband
do
thinks I'm
bears
dead
before they have-
and has already stopped mourning me.
How long do
This is
bears take to
cool.
have a baby?
I don't. Well, half bear, half lion.
Nazi.
No, it's only
Okay, how long does it take for
Genasi.
Blyans to be born?
Just a fire water genasi. It would go off of the water genasi.
Little baby
not,
Blyans.
not the lion bear.
Yeah, what's the gestational period for a water genasi?
Don't know. My mom was a human.
Oh, half water genasi, half human. Okay.
So, I propose a couple plans might be in order here.
Okay.
I can help you go back in a couple different ways. I don't think going to the Menagerie Coast is a good idea. Now, your young friend here, Miss Sinclair, has one possible destination for you to go to. Your other friend over here, the big green, she's so stunning. The Herluxidon tribe is quite secluded. I hesitate to offer the third plan.
What's the third plan?
What am I, Warren?
Yes, that is one
Yeah, we're gonna
possible
get that in there.
plan.
Wait, what was
No,
that?
Going to young Master Tobias's warren in the Morrow Valley.
You guys,
Which one's the
you
farthest
guys
away?
would be the odd people out.
I don't know if
Right.
distance
Get ready to
is-
duck a lot.
I don't think distance is going to make that much of a difference as much as, well, staying secluded for a bit till you decide what to do.
Yeah, because,
Does
okay,
that mean that we
think of it.
shouldn't contact Mara's husband?
no, because listen, they all think we're dead.
I know, but what
You
if
can get the jump on
Albin-
Shula Man, and I can stick a rapier up his backside.
what? Well, I mean, Albin can keep a secret, and I mean, he's a spy. He can keep a secret, but we don't
Would
want
he
him
keep
to
it
get
from his
married to
family?
somebody else.
Oh, we'll
He-
find out
he
how
can't.
true your love is. If he gets
He hasn't
remarried,
been-
then it wasn't meant to be.
He
but
can't.
she has her
He
kidney
can't. He can't get remarried, and Mara would know this.
It's a
The
blood
oath
oath.
and all that. Fun
Yep.
Oh,
fun stuff.
gotcha.
But I don't know if he would keep the secret from his family.
Yeah, see? And
They
if three people
probably
know
shouldn't.
something, then it's not a secret anymore. So that's what that is.
Yeah, because there might be a spy in this, but they're in their spy
we-
network.
We come back, we do disguises,
And Tiraling doesn't know we're back.
and we figure out what we're going to do, and then hit them when they least expect it.
All right, so where do you want to go?
Up their bum.
We're not going to your warren.
Well, I have another.
Built the
propo-
Lexodons.
I have another proposal. Not only could we possibly find you a nice secluded location, but I do have the ability to give you special items that can change your appearance.
Oh, yay! Can we make me look like someone that doesn't look like my sister?
I don't know your sister, dear.
She
I
looks
want to
just
be a
like me.
Goliath.
Oh. Well, you would be a 2-foot tall Goliath for certain. My magic only
Okay,
goes
well,
so far.
that's
you
a
still
dwarf.
you still keep the essence of yourself.
All
Would I
right.
still be blue?
I thought gods could do anything they want.
You could be. Although
stop it.
I wouldn't, Bias.
Yes.
How many tails do you have?
Well,
I
he
only
tells a lot
want
of
the
tall
one.
tales.
I know you're powerful. I'm just asking questions. I've never met a god
He
before.
watches. He holds up his hand. Would you like it
Don't
back?
hold up your hand. Put
He
your
goes-
hand down.
He goes, "Would you like it
Don't
back?
do it.
Would you like it back?"
Look behind you, Tobias.
It's gone. He's holding your tail, and it's like wiggling with excitement.
That thing does get in the way, but yeah, I kind of like it.
He flicks it,
Wait.
and you feel it stick on your rear end.
Oh, okay. I know you can do things. I never met a god.
Yes. Well,
I
we
thought they could do
exist.
whatever they want. I could make me a Goliath.
Well,
and I could
if
look down
I-
on everybody and make fun of them for their
if
shortness.
we did do whatever we want, there wouldn't be much left of the universe. I can assure you that. It's all about balance, protocol.
I know half of this place is crap, so.
Rules, rules, rules. Everywhere you go. Rules, rules, rules.
It makes me feel better. Gods even have rules to follow.
They suck.
All the rules we gotta follow suck too. So,
Plans, thoughts?
Can you teach me how to make this magic house?
Oh no, dear, I'm sorry. That's not a parlor trick. This is my home, where I anchor to. Not really a trick. It's just the illusion of the outside is the trick. But this is me.
Okay.
Now, if you know of a more secretive place I can whisk you to, that's one possibility.
hey, hey, Oswald. Maybe he can tell you what's that thing in your chest and everything. Maybe that's the thing they're looking for. It disappeared. Maybe it disappeared into your chest.
I'm gonna look at Oswald. Is the little fishy thing still in his chest?
Looks exactly like I did. Not from your guys' perspective, it's only been maybe 20 minutes.
Right.
So yeah, you can see the little gem, a little larval creature. Oh, that is neat. What is that? May I?
Don't tap the glass. They always tell you that when we're at the fish
It's
store.
a perfect kraken egg, and probably don't touch it, no.
Oh, why would you do that? That sounds painful.
Go talk to the Stormlord.
No, it's fine. Never mind. Whatever he wants, he gets. It's fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, well,
You must have done something really cool to earn his favor.
that would look, I think,
This isn't exactly a favor. This is more of a punishment, but I gotta go talk to him if we're here.
Oh, well, it doesn't really work like that either, but maybe we could possibly try. I don't...
Last time I zipped into here, I talked to him, so...
Yeah, but your physical self is here. Your astral projection self is always easier to manipulate and manage, but now that you're physically here, the rules are a bit more gamey, a bit more weird.
I'm all for the disguises and going back.
What if I project myself inside of the ethereal plane?
I mean, you could certainly try. I don't know. I do it all the time because I've mastered the ability to do it.
Can you project yourself into the material plane, not just the ethereal plane?
Like, for
And
example, if I have a spell that says that would allow me to project myself into the ethereal plane, what happens if I use it in the ethereal plane? Does it put me in the material plane?
Well, we're in the astral sea. I don't think that's the ethereal plane.
It's the...
Mwah.
Why don't you have this?
I forgot to put it up. You want to put it up?
Eyebrow.
Aiden says hi.
Hi.
She's hanging my streaming in progress sign that I forgot to hang up.
All right. What do we want to do, guys?
I mean,
Oh,
take
what
all
do you
the
wanna do there?
take all
I'm
the time you
interested
want.
in visiting the Luxodon.
I've got
I'm always down to visit them.
What was the other one? Was the Morrow Valley, the Warren, and then what was the first one? Where was the first one?
Madame Sinclair's family is quite
Madame
secluded.
Sinclair's family.
I
We
feel
got
like
a lot of
we're
money.
a secret at the Sinclairs, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a secret if it's at the Sinclairs.
They're
just like-
fighting with each other sometimes.
You can always go cross continent and visit my brother, you know?
Ooh, I've always wanted to go to Tal'Dorei. It's an interesting place. Never
Is
been
Tal'Dorei
there.
where Asmon went?
Yes, I believe that.
Mhm.
Yes, he is there right now, actually.
Is he fucking a dragon? Is he still
Hey,
trying to
hey.
fuck dragons?
What?
Well, he certainly is a spectacle, to say the least.
He has not
Do I
written back
have-
to me in
Do I have
6
my
months.
coin? Do I have my coin? Speaking of dragons, do I have my coin?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull my coin out. Will she turn into a dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fucking dragons. Terrible. Put her on my
Alright.
shoulder.
So
Well, I vote for either the Luxodon or going and seeing what Asmon's up to.
oh no,
still-
Warren, huh? I don't want to go see my peeps.
It won't fit in your
Yeah.
warren.
I mean, he can make us look
Like mice.
like other people, but
I would be a
I mean,
6 foot tall mouse.
I
A
would,
green
I
one.
would be a, I would be a 6 foot tall mouse.
6 foot tall green mouse. You'll blend right in. Okay.
I mean,
sorry.
how tall
Yeah,
are your warrens? Because are we gonna have to be crawling through them on our hands and knees?
I can walk straight. I can
Yeah.
stick my head up high and walk through the warrens.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
at least
I'm a lot taller than you.
And when a hawk flies over, they all thump their feet on top of the warrens.
yeah. And we whistle high pitch to warn everyone. Yeah, you don't want to. I don't even want to go to the Warrens.
Why did you offer it?
I just see if you guys would bite.
Can't
But I don't even want to go there. It's boring.
Exactly. Boring, out of the way, middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and there's nobody doing nothing, and my family will probably try to rope you into working for them.
Perfect.
What would you suggest, oh traveler?
Oh, I cannot make your choices for you. I can merely...
I mean, if you were me, if you were one of us, what would you pick?
Oh, I can't do that. It's not what
Whatever.
it's not in
Oh,
our
come
nature.
on.
It's not what we're allowed to do. Free will
He
and
doesn't.
all.
Oh yeah, because if we pick what you want, then wouldn't be free will because you're God. Okay.
Well,
I'm getting this.
it doesn't quite work that way. I literally cannot empathize with you. I have no clue what it is
Right.
to be so small, so mortal, and so inconsequential. I just don't know.
That's true.
So I wouldn't even know to begin how to understand what it is to be you.
I wouldn't know how to be big-headed,
Hey,
totally out there,
Hey, I'm
ultimately
Turn
powerful.
you into a cockroach, Tobias.
Tobias,
So,
you're kind
yeah.
of already like that, though. Big-headed, totally out there, and
I'm just a mouse, man. I'm just trying to live my life.
Aren't you
He's
the
working on
pirate
the
king?
As
all-powerful.
short as it is.
Aren't you the pirate king of the astral sea? You just got done. We just got done
Yes.
toasting that.
I know.
Well,
So, okay, I say the Luxodon. Let's go to the Luxodon.
I'm
They
down.
were kind of rude to us. I don't like them. They
Who
were
were rude?
They
When?
weren't my family.
When?
Did we meet the Luxodon?
We met
there was
them. They're not the
one
ones that I-
Luxodon that you
You
met
met
at
one
the temple.
Luxodon.
He wouldn't let me into the temple where you got stabbed.
Well, I don't know if that was necessarily him that would
It
let
was
you, or
all,
if it was
"You can't
all
go
of them.
in. You can't go in."
Well,
So
don't
first you're gonna
necessarily
make
think that was her
generations,
tribe.
and then you're gonna make fun of the way they talk. Okay,
You
Tobias.
can't go in. Well, I couldn't go in, and then you got stabbed in the guts. Thanks a lot, Luxodons.
Definitely
One
cause and
Luxodon.
effect. Definitely.
I
Well,
I
that's a no
I
for the
kinda-
Luxodons for
okay.
me.
blame my
Correlation versus
sister for
causation.
stabbing me. I don't blame the Luxodon for stabbing me.
Hey, Fire, let's go to your tribe. Oh, too soon. All right.
No one say anything. Don't say anything. Don't acknowledge it.
Aha. So it's the Luxodons, or that's the only. Like, you know what? That's actually the only one we could really go to.
I mean, we could go to Asmon
No,
in
they'll have a bunch of
Eldora.
spies in their midst. Same thing with the ghost hunter people. They'll have a bunch of spies telling on
Yeah.
us. Nobody even knows about the Luxodon place. We could go there. Heck, she's not even a Luxodon.
I mean, yeah.
I don't even think we're going there.
True story.
So I think we should go there. As much as I don't like them, but maybe I'll learn to like them. Maybe there's some cool ones there, but I don't know.
Where in
I just want to make elephant.
where are they? The Luxodon? Where are they?
They
In the
are more inland, right? What am I thinking of?
Do I have a
Our
map?
character,
Aren't they in
I
the
don't-
Morrow Valley?
Morrow Valley.
Are they in the
Oh.
Morrow Valley?
Then they might not be that far away from your warren.
Yeah, sure. I don't want to go there though.
I have a map.
I ran away from there. I don't want to go back. I do have to go back there though. I got to ask my mom some questions.
About that coloring book.
Yeah, about that coloring book and where she got it.
Yeah, we already established it was Shulamon.
How do we know?
He told us.
Told us.
No, we didn't.
Someone did a
didn't.
check, right? Didn't we realize?
You did not.
someone...
Why are you making stuff up? Turn on your ears. What are you doing?
Okay, hold on. I'll turn them on. Let's see.
Honestly, I can't remember where the lecture.
I like it when they blink.
Sorry.
I
Not
thought it
fine.
was in the Morrow Valley area, but I don't know for sure.
Oh, my map is too.
But it's a backwater, so perfect.
Tis indeed a backwater.
Then when we're powerful and we've gathered our forces.
So from what you
Go
can
in there.
recall, Sam, your Luxodon tribe is a nomadic tribe, and they skirt the Siren Green Forest along the base of the Cyrios Mountains.
Oh, so that's
Cyrios Mountains, that's where it was.
okay. I know where the Cyrios Mountains
Siren
are.
Green Forest.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
CYRENGREEN Forest.
They're north of the Morrow Valley.
By
No, I think
Cyrios.
it's south.
the Morrow
Wait,
Valley is
am
east
I
of
did write
the
down
coast.
Cyrios Mountains and I forgot. Okay. Yes, they are by the mountains. We should definitely hit them up and see where they are.
And I think we should use our disguises that the traveler has so graciously offered to give us.
But then how are
And
they
his
going to know that it's me?
Mightiness and powerfulness.
Guess we could send them a message and let them know that what we're gonna look like.
Well, do we want that? No. Yeah.
We should just play it off like we're travelers and we need help.
I get to play the traveler?
Oh, I didn't mean it that way.
Oh, but I mean, can I get a green cloak?
Take it up with him. He can't get you anything.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Teleran will understand perfectly, right, Sam? I mean, she's a...
Yeah, I mean if we send her a message, she can just let her know like what to expect when we get there.
I don't know. That's a good idea.
Let her know that we're on our way.
Well, there's some
Why don't we
people
just
down
go-
there that don't believe you're dead.
Why is it
Wait.
always like that?
Who doesn't believe we're dead?
I don't know who they are specifically, but there's echoes. There's echoes.
Echo, 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 echo.
How's our ship doing?
Oh,
Well, it probably
the
belongs
Crimson
to
Mouse,
somebody
right?
else now.
I don't know. I don't see it.
Already gone. There's no way it survived.
We'll find it, Tobias. Don't worry.
Find
I
your
mean-
A ship.
The destruction of Darktoe seems to be quite the legendary occurrence. There's literally nothing left of the island.
The rest of the ships able to get away? I mean, they were.
Some of them did.
Well, the Jorhassian one did.
Yeah.
Ooh, can you put us on like Qualish's flying ship and then
Oh no!
No,
Right.
because
Sail
he's
it
Ship is
told that
terrible.
ship to
Wherever we wanna
somebody,
go.
and that ship was terrible. That ship was
where
awful.
did you guys?
I'm-
Where did
I'm
the
just
fun
saying.
in your hearts go?
I'm just
I
saying.
don't want to be
Ship
on
was
another
a
ship.
torture chamber.
I don't
want
want to be on another ship that you're going to
All the
torture
fun
the creature and then make it
has been
explode the ship while
Drained
we're
out
in
of
the
your
air
bodies.
and
What-
then
what were
crash land
you-
into the ocean.
What were you saying, Asborn?
Unethical ship is greater than no ship. I'm just saying.
We're talking about airships again.
Yes.
But if we're visiting the Luxodons, we're going to be by the mountains. We won't need a ship.
Yeah.
You know, there's another type of airship we could get.
Hmm.
Joe?
Okay.
We're
I'm
in the
listening.
Astral Sea.
Yeah.
There's a type of ship that they use here in the Astral Sea that we could go acquire, quote unquote.
Ooh.
Sound good.
That is perfectly ethical as well. Doesn't harm any being to use it.
I don't believe you.
Okay, that's it.
Wait,
That's what we're gonna do.
What kind of ship is that?
It's a ship that uses a specialized method of transportation using your brain as a conduit.
Is it one that we can use on the material plane?
I don't know. We could try though.
Or is it just
How would we
going
get
to...
it from here
Don't
to
worry,
the
it's just
material
it's a ship. We need a ship. How are we
plane?
gonna
You
be
need to ship
storm
out
chasers?
to your plane.
There's no way we could be the storm chasers without a ship.
So I think your young friend here, with the tadpole in his chest, is thinking of taking on some Githyanki pirates, are you, Oswald?
Yes, I am talking about Githyanki.
They are pests. I don't necessarily disagree with their line of thought. A Githyanki skiff could possibly work. I don't know.
Skiff. Yes.
I don't know if the same. I don't know if the magics apply equally. In other words, their strength and their versatility of their ability to use their ships and skiffs here is based on their binding of their knowledge of the astral sea and their mental connection and attunement to it. I've never actually seen one of these work in the material plane. It's possible.
Well, think of it. I have an idea. Think of it like you have a normal ship, and if it catches on land, it doesn't work. So it needs its medium of water in order to work. Well, these skiffs use basically the ethereal plane with its medium. So, just like putting a little toy boat inside of a little bathtub, while it's still on land, it is in a smaller sized medium of water. So just think of somehow using a spellbind to make a very, very small pocket version of the astral sea, owned exclusively around the skiff, allowing it to run like a hamster on a wheel.
Yes.
It can still move forward as it's constantly moving through that one pocket, but it still has a medium to go through.
Well, it's the mental connection, dear. I mean, are you going to be the one that establishes the mental link with the ship? Are you going to be the one to expend the amount of physical energy it takes to manage this thing?
Of course.
Interesting.
I'm a great helmsman.
Oh, helmsman. Okay, yeah.
Not captain. That's not captain. Tobias, no, you still get to be captain. This is how it's done.
Right, yes. Okay, I'm good. Let's do this. Let's
Well,
get
now
these Yankees, or whatever they're called.
If we want to do Githyanki, we're going to have to find a Githyanki skiff, and unless
Find us a Yankee skiff.
How are we going to do that? Just float around here?
Fey creature friend here can help us do that.
So,
I'm gonna lean over to Tobias. He's not a god, by the way. He's just from the Feywild.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's like being green. Just imagine just being green.
I am green.
No, not your kind of green. Like green. Like instead of just being the color green, your entire essence is green.
Okay.
He's a plant.
No, not a plant. Just green. The color green.
What does that mean?
Lost us.
Oh, man, yeah. I don't know what you've been drinking or smoking, but
Imagine
whatever
Oswald,
you say.
Oswald, what color am I?
You're fire. You're not the color green. You're not a
I
color.
mean, I seen
You're
your
fire.
hair burnt off. You're kind of like milky white.
No, my skin underneath my fur is the same color as the fur that grows out of it.
Oh, well, the part I saw looked kind of pale.
All right, so
Now, how
wait,
do my tail?
we're going to get this Githyanki pirate ship, steal it.
Then we're going to go to the
go to material
Loxodon.
plane, to the
Yeah,
Loxodon.
we're going to hide it, and then we're going to hang out with the Loxodon.
Guys,
Become super, super powerful.
Are we telling
doing
Talrun
things.
that we're coming or no?
No, we'll show up, and it'll be a surprise, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're here!"
But how is she going? Okay, is she going to believe me? When I'm like, oh, by the way, it's me. I just look really different.
everybody
Nobody really
takes 12
happy.
points of Tobias' psychic damage.
I'm constantly taking that. I'm coming into it.
It burns!
Oh, it's
Which, by the way, my idea for this kind of contraption of using a kind of pocket dimension of ethereal sea, we might have to fight squid people to get it.
Squid
We might
people?
have to fight
Squid people.
Squid people? What's
Oh,
a
those are
squid- what is
easy.
a
You
squid
bite them on the
people?
head and they
Are
die.
they tasty?
I've never eaten them before.
I mean, they're
I
people,
mean,
so let's not eat
I like-
them.
But I like regular squid.
I have
They're
squid.
people.
You grill it and it's really tasty.
Like cats, I don't come petting you, Fire.
Okay.
It might also just be with Githyanki as well.
She's very pettable.
I'm gonna say, do you like being pet? I've ever asked.
We could pull the old double whammy though.
I mean,
We ally ourselves with the Githyanki, use them to get the technology from the squid guys, and then we
Okay.
pull a double cross, steal a Githyanki ship, and get out.
You're
This is
making this too
complicated.
hard. Let's find a ship, kill everybody on it, take it for ourselves. You do
This
the little
happened to you.
thing, pocket thing, and then we'll be pirates of the Astral Sea. And then we're gonna go to Lockstons, and we'll say, "Hey, look, it's Sam," and they'll be like, "Oh, we're happy." And then we'll hide the ship, and then we'll become super
Nice.
powerful. We'll go back,
Instead of a
find
variety
Shiro-Man,
of
cut his head
creatures that
off.
is the zoo of the Luxodon, now they're just all elephants? Is that what exactly what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, they look like, I don't know, Everybody
Uh-huh.
calls me a mouse, and
Yeah.
I'm a mouse folk.
You're
That's
a
different.
mouse.
See?
No, but that one's for comedy, and also it's true.
I give up.
So,
Good, you should.
Mr. Traveler, sir, do you have a
Yes.
inkling of where we could find these Githyanki pirates?
Oh, they're floating around here somewhere. Why do you think I make my house look like a hovel? I just don't want to deal with them. They're annoying. They tend to find points to anchor themselves amongst the astral sea and many different planes of existence. Because, like, they're ships. They're able to use a mental link to their ships and move between different places of existence. Quite taxing and difficult. But they're natural raiders, natural pirates, if you ask me. They tend to pick certain points within different planes to either raid or do certain things that appeases, or they have requirements, whether it be food or wealth or knowledge or power or even the occasional dabbling in prisoners. I personally am not a fan. I just avoid them.
Okay, how do we find them?
I don't know.
Can you make it? Can you help us find some?
Well, I mean, it's just not like going shopping for sardines, Tobias. They're an actual sentient race of people.
Okay, what do they like? What do they like? We could just put it out there as a trap. Like, can you make like a golden rowboat that we can get in, and then we're out there on the Astral Sea, and they go, "Look, a golden rowboat."
I mean,
Like, we totally want that.
are you
Well,
talking
I
about
don't-
you? Do you want me to assist you in designing Githyanki bait?
Yes.
No.
Dang. Okay. Well, I think you're right. I think he's just a Fey person. Oswald, you got any bright ideas on how to do this?
Traveler, sir, once we have this ship, how do we make it back to the material plane?
Oh,
we
well,
need to
your
do?
young friend here, Oswald, establishes a mental link with the ship. He merely, focuses on a particular place of the material plane. The ship will skip right through and voila, take you there.
Why does that sound suspiciously easy?
Oh, well, I mean,
Well,
it's...
taking the ship from the pirates is not going to be easy.
Can I ask a question?
My other question is,
Oh, go ahead.
my other question is, these disguises that you speak of, are they
Well,
temporary?
I'm
Like
being
something
I'm
wear
being
and
a
take
little
off?
bit I'm being a bit glib. I just give you these rings, and these rings will allow you to pick whatever disguise you want.
And when we
Also-
take them off, we go back to ourselves, but we can use it as many times.
You just leave the ring on. So you attune to the ring. You leave it on, and you describe what you would like to look. And then whenever you don't want to look like that description, you merely uninvoke the description that you've generated. Takes a little while to focus in on something you want to be, but it can be quite handy. I've got at least a dozen of them lying around.
We got some
I
really
want one.
powerful. Wait a minute, real quick. We got some really powerful people after us, and they use spells to find us and stuff, and track us down, and they'll show up and try to kill us. You got anything that could help with that? Because that's what they do. They look into their crystal balls and all that stuff and find us.
Not really a crystal ball, Tobias.
Can't find
Whatever
me.
the magic people do, I don't know.
I'm unscryable.
Just scry.
That's pretty cool.
Oh,
You know the thing
Well, I
that
mean,
the
there's
eye
many
does.
different magics that people and creatures can use to track you down, but I had not thought that so many were hunting down the famous astral pirate Tobias.
You'd be
You're
surprised, pal.
I mean-
You'd be surprised.
Oh, I would
you do
definitely
piss
be
off a
surprised.
surprising amount of people.
How many people are after the storm chasers? Some people you said don't think we're dead.
Well, there's
So-
echoes of disbelief, shall we say.
Yeah.
That's because we're hard to kill.
Yeah, we are hard to kill.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case.
We die hard.
Although I got to be honest with you, watching you seize control of a Githyanki planial shifting ship for the sole purpose of going back and doing what with it? See, I got to believe that if you go back with that ship, you would stand out, perhaps?
Is there a way to disguise the ship or maybe make it smaller and fit into like a pocket?
Let's just go.
Rocket ship.
I don't like this. This place is boring me.
I don't think
Because
it's
we
very
don't have
fond of you
standards
either,
on it.
Tobias.
You just don't like the entire plane of existence, just like in general?
Yeah. Yeah, it's too hard to find pirates. It's I can't.
We
get a
haven't even
rowboat.
tried. How do you know it's too hard?
0 things, Tobias. 0 things.
Yeah, well, it's
Right.
all getting a little too tedious for me.
Well,
we
we're
don't
gonna
plan
go find
stuff.
pirates right now, so just hold your horses, please.
We fall into stuff. We don't plan
So
stuff.
one thing at a time. So, traveler, if we go and like find the ship and like somehow manage to get it, can we like find you and chat again later, like phase 2, or once we leave you, are you like gone?
Now?
Well, I mean, I only came here to collect fire, to be perfectly honest. I thought she had crossed over, and I was going to help her the rest of the way, like I do with all the devotees that follow me and send me their prayers and their love. And fire has a great fondness for me, and I have a fondness for her. I wasn't expecting to kind of run into this little menagerie of disappeared people.
What surprises were like your thing?
Well,
Jeez.
jokes and making fun of people are quite my
You got
thing.
Tobias. You can
Like
make fun of
this,
him.
and I make you poop frogs.
But that's
Ooh.
true. It is fun when Oswald poops frogs. I wouldn't recommend doing that here. They wouldn't quite be anyways.
So, all
They're
right.
not
So
frogs?
you have a ring for us.
We take them now.
I shall accept your ring.
Ooh. Are you marrying the traveler too?
I have it, please.
He
I mean, I've
like
already tied myself to like 3 different things. It's
there's-
fine. at this
yeah,
point.
like for all of you watches, he kind of flicks his fingers and these rings kind of like tumble out of his hands, and each one is now floating directly in front of you.
Is it like Lord of the Rings? I just put my finger out and it like goes on.
Oh, what color's mine?
They're all silver in color. They simply have the invocation on them, and you attune to them, and you can use them.
The
Wait.
ring of disguise.
Put it on.
Ring of Disguise. Yes.
Is that in D&D Beyond?
I would assume so.
I never assumed.
I don't know. I don't know what this D&D Beyond thing is that you speak of.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it is in there.
Oh yay.
Okay. Well, I do whatever I need to do to attune to it.
Same.
Never know when we need to disguise. Okay. I
You
mean, I'd
say
like to do
okay,
this.
like somehow that's a decision. I'm not hearing a decision at this point.
Well, I don't know how to travel around here. I mean, I can't. What are we gonna do? Float in the astral sea till we bump into a Githyanki ship? I mean, it's not like we have a way to getting around the astral sea.
Sounds like Oswald had an idea. I'd say for right now, Oswald, you lead the way.
Okay,
Your
good.
plan.
Okay. Yeah, I have a plan, but I don't know how to get to a Githyanki skipper with just yeah. I got nothing.
Well,
Can we take a moment of a break though? I know it's been like probably months technically, but I felt like I just got punched in the stomach like 5 times and just came out of like a major boxing match. I'm just gonna like
True.
sit down against a wall.
Well, you feel like you had a long rest. You got a full long rest. Did you miss that?
Oh, did we do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. I feel good.
Like waved his hand and we all got a long rest.
Oh yeah. It's fake creatures.
You can't make like a never-ending bag of magical pistol balls, can you?
I'm not really sure what those are. So if I don't know what
they're
they
like
are,
these things. They're like these,
oh,
and they come out of one of these.
oh, bullets. What about bullets?
Yeah.
No, I don't make things like that. I don't dabble in the mechanics and the tinkering of the world. Although, if you ever are so inclined, draw little smiley faces on them after you then use them to shoot people. That's always kind of funny.
Does that make them worse? Does that make them magical?
No, it just makes it funny.
Oh. All right.
So, you got like a teleport or movement-based magic?
So, let's discuss what we think you can do while here. I will teach you how to move amongst the astral sea. There are very many dangerous places you could run into and not so dangerous places that you could run into. There are fractured pieces of reality floating almost all the time. The astral titans, I would recommend that you steer clear of those. I don't quite fuck with those myself, so definitely keep that in mind. If you spend time here, know for each day that you spend here, it's a week down there.
We gotta find this ship fast if that's what we're doing.
Okay.
If that's what you're doing. I can send you back. I just don't have a Githyanki skiff in my pocket.
Do we need the ship, guys?
I mean, it's pretty cool.
When are we ever going to be back here to get one?
I mean, he has a point.
But how do we keep it from other people getting it? You
We
know,
kill them when they try to take it.
well, if we have to leave it somewhere, hide it, and abandon it.
Tobias is like so sincere.
It's just gonna put like a bigger like if we're supposed to be going under the radar when we get back, it's gonna put a huge target on our back.
Yeah.
Well, we got people on the ground level that are
Think we're dead?
adept.
We
Well,
could be up in the
when we're back,
clouds.
we'll
No
be
one's
like,
going to see us.
woo, we're back. You're heroes, saviors. Do us a favor after we got rid of that giant Hydra and also accidentally let it out in the first place. Can you hide this ship, like, just like under a house or something? Like, you know, in a
Okay,
cave?
But we're
Under a
supposed to.
house.
We're supposed to be not, you know.
Well, if we're at the
telling people
Loxodons,
we're
ain't
back.
nobody's going to steal the ship.
You don't know that. There's people that will
Oh my
steal
god.
anything.
You're negative.
You think, yeah, you're being very negative right now.
Okay.
Which is, well, I'm fired
You think
from,
of, you,
from
you'd
all
think
of
we'd
your...
be like a stick of cheese and they steal it.
Yeah, but a stick of cheese isn't as big as a giant ship that we had to like.
Okay,
You know,
if someone
kill a bunch of
steals
people
it, then
to
we're the biggest bunch of dumbasses that I've ever met in my life.
Never.
Oh, don't
Haven't
say.
we launched like
Don't
3
say
ships
that.
already?
Wait, does it matter? Because Oswald's gonna make a mental link with it.
Yeah,
right.
whoever's
The ship's
Can we
gonna
floating,
say,
do that, though?
whoever's
Ursa,
piloting it right now has a mental link on it, and we're gonna kill them.
Yeah.
That means they would have to
And
kill
Oswald's
Oswald.
died like
But
3
we're
times
the
already.
storm chasers, man. Did you guys get that yet?
Like I said, I
We
never
took
thought I would say
down-
this, but I actually agree with Tobias and Oswald. I'm down for this.
We can
Fight.
do
we took down
whatever we
a
want.
500 undead Hydra that we technically also let out, but it's not part of the problem. You know?
Okay.
I mean, we've been
How
gone 3
many-
months already. Like, what? No, how many months have we been gone? Like 7 months? It doesn't
How
matter
many-
anymore.
Pirates. How many pirates are usually on each of the skiffs? Do you know?
I don't
Okay,
know,
look.
and I don't think he
No, no.
counts.
Okay,
Traveler,
look.
do you know?
How about this?
I don't
How
think
about
he
this?
counts.
You don't think he
How about
counts?
this? We get on the skiff. It starts going bad,
Mm-hmm.
and we have his lordship here transport us to the Loxodons. Bing.
I don't think he's coming with us. Traveler, are you coming with us?
Oh,
Fire
Mo-
talks to him all the time in her sleep.
I talk to him when I'm awake. I don't talk to him when I'm asleep, and that doesn't
You do
necessarily
talk in
mean
your
he's
sleep to him. I'm just telling you. You don't hear it,
Oh.
but I do.
okay.
You wake me up all the time with it.
Okay. I'm not going to apologize. You deserve it.
No, traveler. You're here. How you doing? I'm like, go to sleep.
All right. Well, okay. Do
So-
all of our normal things like work here? Like, are any of our like abilities or things out of whack?
the only
Smart,
thing,
can you still turn into like an elephant and stuff?
you retain your normal abilities. The only thing that doesn't
Okay.
work is the fact that your sending stone is designed to be on the same plane of existence
Right.
as the
yeah,
other
yeah, yeah.
stone. Other than that, as far as you guys can tell, you
Okay,
have
so-
mass and you exist, and you
Does
know.
this count? Does this like ether count as nature? Could I commune with it and be able to sense where some pirates are?
I would
Could I like
I would
meditate? And...
I would caution you against doing that because it's kind of like communing with, almost like a mycelium kind of network, right? The astral sea is a permanently connected network of energy and magic and existence forever.
Don't let him know where we are.
You kind of get the feeling that might be why the traveler's kind of doing what he does. He's just this little tiny, obscure kind of, reality that's fractured into this very small space of the astral sea. He's purposely making sure he's not leaving a big footprint. And you get that feeling about this. This is that kind of, if you try to tap into this network, it could. What he heard essentially was Mara's bag exploding. That was the archonic echo that he heard, and he was somewhere very way far away.
Could we get our stuff back from the bag that exploded? Is it floating out here?
It's in a pocket somewhere, but it's not in the astral sea.
Yeah.
Well, and I didn't have anything of yours in it. It was just my stuff. Fire's the one that has the communal bag.
I just think the longer we wait to decide, the more time is going to pass on the.
Okay. How about this? We go and we see if we can find it, and then someone makes themselves invisible and does some recon. We see like who's on the ship, what it looks like. Is it even feasible? Is it like 6 guys? Like, oh, we could do that. Is it 37 guys? And then we bounce.
I'm sneaky.
Down.
Okay? Could
Yep.
we just see what we're up against?
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
How do we?
He watches. He goes,
Are
well,
we like,
the way you move in this place is, well, you think about moving. You focus. You look at a particular space, and you merely move towards it.
Sounds
Okay.
legit.
where's the dangerous place these guys hang out? We can just go there.
Well, there is
Point us in the right direction.
there is the asteroid seaway. They are often there as good anchor points. There's also the miasma mega fields as well. There's the Sometimes they can be seen raiding other Githyanki tribes. They love to war. It's their thing. And often they'll build anchor points in the material plane to raise their families and practice their own kind of militant behavior.
Okay.
So we need
Asteroid
small.
sounds good.
We need a smaller ship. Need to find a smaller ship.
What? Bigger the better.
The bigger they have more people on it.
Also, there are only 6 of us.
Well,
And
maybe
if we
they
need to
got one in
hide the
dry dock
ship-
we can get. I don't know.
If-
Maybe they're
if-
all out drinking blood and they're having a party on the beach on an asteroid.
Okay,
And we'll
what
get
if
over
they
there, we'll
drink-
sneak on board, and we'll take the ship.
smaller ship also is easier to hide.
And it's
Yeah.
easier for. Yeah.
And maybe it'll be less
I
mental
just want a flying
strain
ship
to
again. I don't
control.
care how big it is.
Then we will get you a flying ship. That's where we're going right now.
Let's go
Okay,
do it.
let's somebody start moving in a direction.
I'm moving in a direction.
Well, we're.
Which way? Okay, do you have like a map to this place or something?
How do I find you again after if we
do.
fail?
You have like
Oh.
a map so we can see where we're going.
Oh,
and
for
stuff?
you, Fire, you merely call out. I'll hear your echo. You're here now. You're in my space. You exist. We exist in the same space. It's kind of fun this way, don't you think? Are you sure
is.
you don't want to come with me? I mean, we could leave right now, and I could show you some things that would just blow your mind. I mean, let's face it. You've done your time there, right? You've got a bloodthirsty, evil sister hunting you down who thinks
She's
you're a
gotta fix
bloodthirsty, evil sister as well. Your memories could be completely revealed to you if you cross over with me. That is one possibility, but you'd have to stay.
You would all die if you left.
Yeah, that's her choice. She's got to
Can I-
make the choice.
Can I go with you later, though?
Oh, well, certainly. You could always go with me later. I mean, sure. I have all the time in the universe.
Okay.
So you're really
go with
going
you
to go
later.
back, huh?
I'm gonna
Well.
go back. I'm gonna stay with my friends. I mean, you know, Tobias isn't gonna live as long as you are.
Wilkes, you can bring it in now, Wilkes. You watch as the
Don't-
door opens and that gangly old
rub it
man comes in through the front door. And as he comes in, he's got this translucent energy-like creature, and then he begins to shear off pieces of it. And as he shears off pieces of it, these little energy globes begin to float towards each of you. Now, if you just hold on to these masses of energy and think about where you want to go. So, for example, if all 6 of you hold on to this energy and think about the astro fields where we know the Githyanki are possibly hanging out, it will take you there instantly.
Does it fade after we go there?
No, it'll be with you as long as you're here in the astral sea. As soon as you leave the astral sea, they'll return to me.
Okay. Do we put them in our pocket afterwards, or do they just like float near us?
Well, they have to float.
Okay.
They're in your pocket, then they're likely to just rip off your pants.
I'm not wearing
Okay.
pants.
You know what I mean, Fire. But
Yeah.
good joke. Pulled one on me.
All right. Well, hope they got some armor. I've been looking for. I literally like. I don't know what I did, but I know I got knocked out. I came back. I got knocked out. I came back. I got knocked out again. I need some good mouse armor.
Yeah, but to be fair, Tobias, that was a giant 5-headed hydra.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I had to run away from it. I ain't gonna lie.
I brought you back. It was
mean-
fine.
I still
Electrocuted me with lightning bolts like
I-
7 times.
I still threw some knives at him, but haha. So hopefully these guys have some good stuff on board the ship that we're going to take. Our little ship, not too big.
Yes, you've never actually seen Githyanki before. Have any of you dealt with them before? Oswald? Anybody?
No.
No,
What's their weakness?
every
What can we
single thing
find?
I've told you just now is either from the very minute amount of time I've spent here or books.
Ah.
Oh, what can you tell us about the Githyanki?
Oh, well, they're
Do
quite ruthless.
any of us know anything?
They love.
Wait, what did you?
They're quite ruthless. They love to fight. They don't take prisoners whatsoever.
Oh,
Well,
Great.
they do on occasion take prisoners if they're going to feed it to some of their monsters, but for the most part, they war, they raid, they serve their Lich Queen, and they do what they do.
Lich Queen?
Yes, the followers.
Lich.
They follow her. To be a Gith is to be a follower. She
Lich.
is the reason why they feel they exist.
A lich.
Do you have like a picture one? What one looks like?
Picture.
Okay, can you make an
A
illusion of one?
likeness, a statue, or something that I can see that what they look like? Because guess what? We got rings. We can look like them.
You would look like a tiny one.
It's true. It's
Oh,
not a
that
bad
would
plan.
be adorable. A Githyanki 2 feet tall with a tail. That would be so awesome.
How tall are they normally?
Oh, they're quite tall. 6 feet
Does
on
the
the
ring
average.
work right now?
We have to attune to it.
I thought I was attuning to it.
You need a half an
So-
hour, I think. Or no, is it a short rest?
Well, I mean, in the astral plane, it's been like the minute he handed it to you and you thought about how long it took to attune to it, you attuned to it.
Oh,
Bam, we're attuned to it.
Attuned.
Yay. Okay, so can you make an illusion of one so that we can see and we can make ourselves look like them too?
I
Traveler?
can certainly try.
Maybe they got
That
little
would
non.
help Samara wild shape. No, you can't wild shape into. Wait, are they a creature?
It's a disguise. You'll be wild shaped. You'll just still have.
No,
this-
I know, but if she's wild shaped, then she
No,
actually
if I did it
has
like
the.
creature. It has to be a creature.
Yes, has to be a creature. These are humanoids, dear.
Yeah, sorry.
I can't like wild shape into people.
Optimistic. Sorry.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh my God, they're hideous. They do not have anybody that can cut hair.
He watches it kind of like manifest this illusion. Well, this is a typical Githyanki warrior. There's many different kinds of their tribes and their clans, and some war with each other. Sometimes they band together, make war against entire populations on multiple planes of existence. Just depends on their mood. But if they're
Have we
going to
ever
gather anywhere in great numbers and provide you with opportunity, it'd be the astral fields, for sure.
Okay. Are we ready?
6 of us to take on an entire ship of them.
Let's recon it up. Maybe we'll take on.
Fire.
Yeah.
You didn't say boo-hoo when we took on the Hydra thing.
There were hundreds of us.
Oh my God. What happened to you?
I died a couple times.
When's that ever stopped you? Come on.
All right,
Quit being a
let's go get
worrywart.
this ship.
As they're all talking, I'd like to try and use my ring to turn into that.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
your
I'm
hands
gonna
up
make
there.
myself look
Get your
like
hands
that.
up there. Get your hands up there.
Mm.
1, 2, 3. Storm chasers! Okay. Now we're ready.
Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna make myself look like a Githyanki dude.
Okay.
Make sure we don't all look like the same one.
There's 6 identical Githyankis.
I'm gonna
It's
give
varying
myself
heights, right?
I'm gonna
Unless we're-
give myself
I turn
bigger
into
nose.
I turn into a little miniature traveler and I go, "You look wonderful, darling."
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna give myself a bigger nose and a big old scar on my face, and
I'll turn into a Githyanki. I'll take a midget Githyanki.
Yeah, you called yourself a midget. Ah.
So this is your great galactic plan. Dress up like a bunch of Githyanki and steal a ship.
That's
Good
it.
plan.
Welcome
That
to the
is-
Storm
that's-
Chasers, traveler.
Step 1.
How we roll.
Well,
Yeah.
good luck. And he snaps his fingers. Everything collapses around him, and his smile is the last thing you see as it fades. You now drift back in the astral sea at this point.
I'm
Big miasma-like energy swirling about, creatures occasionally popping up and then running away, disappearing. Fragments of planets drift by and then keep drifting.
I
You're
use my little ball thing and say, go to the astral fields.
astral field.
The
thing.
Is it like
asteroid
a
fields.
instantaneous pop, or do you?
you
we
watch as
travel?
fire and Tobias disappear.
Okay. Oh Jesus! I grabbed mine.
I'm gonna
and did
try.
the same.
Yeah.
Osborne, Sam, Mara. Oswald, you're looking around and everyone just winks out of existence. What are you doing?
The same thing.
Microseconds later, you pop back up into existence, and spread out in front of you are these great fractured chunks of rock. Some, however, maintaining enough atmosphere to create surfaces, fractured mountains. You could see where one even has a lake, and then half the lake is frozen and floating just the outside of the fracture, but the lake itself is actually visible. Clumps of trees. You can see drifting in and amongst these. Let me get this picture up for you. This is pretty cool. Leave it to my son to come up with this shit, right?
Oh my goodness.
Hey man, I just read a book.
All I did was read a history book. Read a history book. Read a history book.
I want to pull up at a stoplight. I want to pull up our ship.
What's a stoplight?
I know, next to the gnomes flying ship, and just look at them and go.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be totally.
Inconspicuous.
And there's a variety of these things floating in between these different great heaps of chunks of mountain and rock. Huge glacier fields floating about. It's almost as if this field is made up of a collision of the remnants of worlds. You then watch as suddenly in existence, a massive portion of a fractured world off in the distance that just kind of collides with some more of these 100-mile across rocks. And suddenly you watch with this new appearance as about 3 or 4 dozen of these ships begin to change course and move in the direction of this new appearance of a fractured section of a world.
I don't feel safe.
Okay.
So far, nothing seems to take notice of you. This is a vast emptiness that you're currently in. You're kind of almost like pebbles staring at worlds at this point.
Let's go.
Any of the ships
We see
abandoned?
Everybody give me,
smaller
wow, our first rolls for tonight, and it's already
We
been
gotta
an
make-
hour and 40 minutes. Everybody go
Yeah.
ahead and give me perception checks.
Natural one.
You should be a halfling.
I am very uncomfortable with this situation.
21.
Okay,
I got a 16.
okay,
17.
25.
okay.
Hiding
Asborn?
behind Samara.
Give it 1 second to load.
Oh my god,
Do not
use-
use your D&D Beyond
12.
dice.
You use a dice that she gave
You
you.
are such
young
a
man.
frickin'. I do not like you. Come on, you have dice.
You
Those
use your
dice are
dice,
cursed. I've gotten one
Then
too many
Put them
times.
in the freezer.
Put 'em in the
Freeze out the
freezer.
evil. Take them to a young priest and an old priest.
As a group, the numbers aren't horrible. Mara seems somewhat distracted for the most part. There does not appear to be any ship that looks abandoned. There are ships that scale in size. There are on the peripheral, like the periphery of the main body of ships that are beginning to shift in the direction of the appearance of this new fractured world. Well, there are smaller ships on the boundary, almost like scout-like ships. However, it's the large warships that you can see in the middle that are quite terrifying. They're just draped in warriors and soldiers and all manner of Githyanki swarming all over them. You can even hear the echoes of their howling as they all seem to be just eager with anticipation, making their way in the direction of this new fractured section of world that's appeared. Looking past them, however, there are at least 2 or 3 smaller Githyanki ships about the size of the image that you can see here that seem to be just staying put, not moving. They almost seem adrift. They seem to have crew on them from this distance. It's almost as if your vision almost like has an ocular effect when you think about something. It allows you to kind of see it, and then it, kind of rebounds back at you. But all of this distance is kind of hard to gauge at this point.
I'm going to move over to one of the ships in the very back, the very tiniest one.
Yeah.
And see what we can see closer.
Just following.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you begin to drift. Give me stealth checks. Make sure that you're...
Okay.
And with disadvantage, because this mode of transportation is not something you're familiar with. If you have any advantages, it would be a regular roll. Otherwise, it's at disadvantage.
Totally be a wreck. I mean, we're floating. How could we be
Let's get
jarring anything?
17. I got a 27.
Okay.
At disadvantage?
Yeah, disadvantage. Yeah, I rolled a 17 and a 19.
I rolled an 18 and a 3.
I got a 12.
Oswald Asborn, what'd you get?
Could you say that again? I had to plug in my mic. It died.
Give me a stealth check, please. With
At
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
At disadvantage, let's get 2d10.
Got a 16. I rolled 2 14s.
Nice.
11.
Okay.
Should I use greater invisibility right now? Am I allowed to do that?
If you want.
Alright, I'm gonna use greater
Does that give
invisibility.
him straight?
What was that? Say that again?
Does that give him straight stealth roll? Rather than disadvantage?
Yeah, it would give him advantage. He has disadvantage. Asborn would make a regular roll.
Alright, let me reroll. 19.
Okay.
22.
Okay. You guys watch as Asborn, she winks out of existence. You can see the outline of her kind of shimmer nearby. It's the awkward nature of the propulsion system. This weird kind of think about where you want to go. And as you're focusing on these 3 smaller ships, while the greater portion of the Githyanki fleet is kind of making their way away from this space, it's hard for you to focus on which one. You drift near it and then stop, and you kind of stutter towards it. And at first it feels like you're moving too fast, and you try to slow down. It's just this weird kind of getting used to how this movement actually works and how it takes you closer, and you're trying to avoid getting close. But after about a few minutes of drifting and moving and drifting, you kind of move between some of the smaller asteroid fields and kind of drift underneath smaller clumps of rocks and glacial ice and frozen like organic matter. At some point you watch as a weird humanoid creature, frozen solid, kind of just tumbles by you. You drift.
Oh, that's lovely.
You drift in, and as you drift in, you're now getting closer to one of the ships. The ship is actually close enough for you to see.
And approximately how many of the soldiers and Githyanki peeps are on there?
Give me a perception check.
we all going? I thought we were just gonna send in someone who's invisible.
I thought we were all going.
Oh, we're all going.
Yeah, I thought that was what we were
We're all
doing.
getting close. That's why we did stealth checks.
I see, I see.
You guys tell me. I thought you were all going.
22?
22. Staring at what you believe to be the target Githyanki ship so far, there seems to be about 8 to 10 individual figures on the deck of the ship. They all seem to be clustered around this kind of section of the ship, and they seem to be staring intently at something down inside.
Any decks does it look like the ships have?
Hard to tell from this position and not being familiar. Could be 2, could be 5. It's really hard to tell.
What are they looking at? Can we get a good look at? Can we
Down
like,
in
go
a hole?
over ahead and see what they're looking at? Like go above them?
If you want to float above them, I mean, sure.
They might see us.
Is there any kind of like
Cover?
junk that's floating that I could grab and like float by on it and see what's above,
I could
see
make
what's
a
down?
fog cloud around you.
That might be conspicuous.
Is there any other fog anywhere?
I mean, looking around this space, I mean, air is not a problem in the astral sea. Breathing and existing is not a problem, right? This is a space that adheres to some of the laws of physics, but for the most part, to exist in this space is to be alive. You're here, you exist. Now, there's different varieties of, power and existence here. The Githyanki, this is their natural home, their natural environment. It's more awkward for them to travel to other planes than it is to exist here. And, from this distance, it's hard to see what they're looking at. You'd have to get a lot closer.
I could cast the Pass Without a Trace, and we could try and sneak our way on. And hopefully it's not something bad down there.
Yeah. Well, I could try to get on. I'm pretty stealthy. I think I might be able to like get on the ship and see what's there. But...
Passport's also invisible.
Yeah, maybe
Might
have
be able
you
to go.
go. You're invisible.
I can cast it on someone else, and someone else can go with me.
Tobias, then, for sure.
I
have
slapped
a
Tobias on the back, and he is now invisible.
Oh,
I
should
have a
we
cloak.
telepathic bond for all of us?
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do telepathic bond then.
All right, give me 1 second. I wasn't sure what your choice was going to be tonight. I'm genuinely surprised that, it's to, steal a Githyanki ship in the middle of the astral sea with the intent of using it to pilot it back to the material plane. That's some fucking
You didn't anticipate
creativity.
that? I mean, come on.
You
should
didn't
have
guess
absolutely
that?
guessed that.
The first thing that Tobias was going to do was try to find a ship.
Steal it.
Steal a ship.
I lost my ship and I'm getting a new ship.
I provided for him the idea to get a new ship.
That was totally, yeah. I mean, you came up with what ship to get. I just knew I'm going to get a ship.
Book did I pull that from? My brain is deflating as we do this.
That sounds fun.
No. Oh, okay, it is from this one. I thought it was. Yes, it was from this one. Oh dear. Well, at least you're not trying to kill the Anarch, so that's fine.
The Anarch?
Never mind.
Is that the big ship?
The Astral Titans, which sounds like a joy, and I can't wait to meet them.
Hopefully we don't.
Loxodons are big enough for me. They're they have big squishy feet that can smash me. So I'm not too happy with that. I'm gonna be on your back a lot.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
So,
Back to the old ways of fighting.
so what's the plan? How are you guys approaching the ship?
Well, we want to get to the point where we can look down to see kind of what they're looking at.
Well,
To
that
see
we
how
tried
much of
that.
a-
It didn't work.
It's Asborn and Tobias going in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sneaking.
All right.
He's
So,
invisible.
If they seem to be really intent on whatever's in there, then we can get on board the ship.
And we have telepathic bond now, so we can communicate that way.
gotcha.
And the rest of us are waiting in some debris where we can watch. That way, we have cover.
Gotcha. So with that, Tobias and Asborn, because you're invisible, but you're not familiar with the mode of travel, give me a regular stealth check and add the +10, right? Or no pass. Is there pass without a trace?
No.
Gotcha. So yeah, normal stealth roll from the two of you.
Wait, sorry, retcon that. Yes,
I-
I can because I cast telepathic bond.
So I might have gotten a 5.
Okay, might have, which means you did.
Might have, which I did.
Okay.
We got a 24.
Okay. Asborn, give me a survival check with disadvantage.
Okay.
You and your armor.
Oh wait, don't I have a disadvantage because of my armor? No, we fixed my armor doesn't. That's right.
Because it's the good version.
What disadvantage on survival check? 4.
4. You're really struggling to find a clear path to get you close enough to the ship. It's like as soon as you shift and move and you're getting closer and closer, you keep running into fields of debris and little balls of energy that kind of like shimmer and shock off of you. For those of you watching, there's this clear disturbance of energy shifting about and moving towards the ship. I mean, you feel somewhat fortunate that whatever these Githyanki are doing, they either, number one, feel secure where they are, but at this point, they have yet to notice Tobias and Asborn. Tobias and Asborn, as you drift close enough to the edge of this ship, it's a little bit bigger than you thought as you get closer. It's maybe 80 feet in length and about 40 feet in width. It's not made out of wood, though. It's made of almost like a combination of sheets of metal, glass, ceramics. The main mast is made out of like metal that you can tell, but the way the wings and the sails come off of it are very strange. There's a very low humming noise. It's kind of like emanating from the ship. And that's when you notice that they're all gathered around a hold that is open. There's pulses of light, and you're watching as these Githyanki soldiers are coming from one side of the ship over to the hold, carrying very large, kind of like crystalline objects. And they seem to be speaking to each other. So unless you speak Githyanki, you don't really understand them. You just hear these like guttural kind of, and then, he hands one of the crystals off to the other one. You watch as the crystal disappears down into the hold. There's a humming noise, a kind of flash of like light. And then it's at this point, all of you notice that the other two smaller Githyanki ships suddenly kind of make a large, bright humming noise, and they begin to like course off in the direction of the fleet. For Oswald, or for Asborn and Tobias, you watch as they're very animated in their conversation. And they seem to be pointing, and you watch as a very grizzled Githyanki head pops up out of the hold, its arms up like this. They're all pointing at the other ships, and then more crystals are being brought over. There seems to be a lot of yelling and frustration. And they're just kind of struggling with something. Something's definitely going on.
Okay.
All right.
How many do I count?
There are 8 Githyanki warriors around the hold. There's at least one who, when he poked up his head, didn't quite look like the others. His long white mane hair looked very different. He was wearing robes with a lot of like gears and gadgets and crystals on it. And there's at least 2 that are coming back and forth from a cabin off to the left, dragging these massive crystals over to the hold.
Okay.
I say we take the bridge.
The telepathic bond. I'm gonna be like, what are you guys doing up there? What do you see?
Can I just relay it back in real time? Yeah.
And then I say we take the bridge, take a sharp left or right turn, have these guys fall off, go get our friends, and get out of here.
Have these guys fall off. Interesting.
Hey,
Don't you need
gotta make a
Oswald
plan.
to make the ship go?
I don't know. Ships go, figure it out when we get there.
Thought you needed like the mental link.
Well, get over here. You guys get over here. We're going to attack.
Great. Fun.
All right, I'm casting Pass Without a
Trey,
Trace.
you're muted.
Is there a way to observe the
My
geared
bad.
up get the geared up one?
Which
So-
one?
The one that's covered in gear, like you said earlier?
So what are you trying to do with that one?
I'm trying to just observe, like, can I deduce anything from like what he's doing? Like, is he their leader?
Give me an insight check really quick.
I think they're trying to fix their ship. It's not moving. The other ones are moving. This one's not. So I think this one...
12 insight plus 1, 13.
I mean, Tobias is kind of uttering that to you while you think about it. It seems logical. It's quite possible that there could be something wrong with the ship.
We
So
don't
we
want a
don't
broken
want
Can-
the ship.
I'm going to describe him to Oswald and ask him if he had anything in his book.
Okay, Oswald, give me a history check.
We don't want a broken ship. We can't fix it.
How do you
We
know
don't
we
even
can't
know if we can
fix
drive it. We don't even know if we can drive it.
No,
We're
we
getting
can.
this ship.
We'll get there later. Don't worry about it.
We can
Guys,
get a ship. Does it
they're
have
fixing
to
their
be
ship
this
with-
one?
Fixing their ship with crystals.
I'm supposed to be the negative one here. You guys are supposed to be the not negative ones. What happened?
Fixing their ship with
There's
crystals. How are we
something wrong
supposed
here.
to
I
fix
don't
that?
like being this positive.
Just tell me when you need a distraction. I have a good idea.
Don't,
That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So-
don't worry about it. We'll
Oswald-
get there.
Oswald, what did you get for your history check?
Oh, history check?
Yeah.
22.
22. You do know that most of the smaller Githyanki ships are made up of very small crews. They're scout ships for the most part. They're designed to move quickly, not hold a lot of cargo, men, equipment, material. They do have at least 3 or 4 lightning cannons, usually associated to them. There's usually a master artificer or master engineer that's designed to be linked to the ship, and then there's the warriors that protect it. For the most part, these are very fast ships. In fact, thinking about this, you could already see the other 2 have caught up with the main fleet of Githyanki ships. They're all now descending down upon the fractured piece of planet that has shown up.
Okay, everybody. Take out Gearhead. I like fireballs myself on this one, but let's take them out. They're all in one spot, perfect. And us 2 will go to the helm, take out anybody at the helm, and then join you on the deck after to clean up.
Yeah, but if the ship is broken and they're having trouble fixing it and they know how to fix it,
We can capture some
I don't know if I
later.
can yell in my head, but I'm yelling fire.
you can yell in your head.
Well, if it's
Aren't
broken,
you curious about what's in that ship and how does it run? And you could find out because you're curious, because you're curious as a little kitten.
Yes.
Okay, then let's go do it.
Okay.
You don't know what's in that ship. You don't know how it runs. You don't know something.
Doesn't it
Doesn't that just
not
eat
run?
at you?
It's not
Doesn't
running
that just
right now.
eat at you that you don't know what's wrong with
Guys,
it and how to
can't we
fix
just find a
it?
ship that works?
I'd like to find a ship that works.
If we're doing a snatch and grab,
It's a wounded ship. We
snatch
gotta
and
take
run,
it.
a grab and run. What is the phrase?
They can't make it move.
Can't
we
run away.
move.
Time heist.
I'm
Time
going.
right?
Yep.
I'm
Good,
gonna
because you're
go.
going.
I'm going. You guys don't have to go if you don't want to. I'm getting my ship.
We need to find a ship that works.
So I fly over to the
Oh my God.
helm
Oh
area.
god, just follow him, just follow him.
Yeah, but the ship doesn't work.
Well, it's either that or
Well,
he's gonna...
so to be clear, Asborn and Tobias are closer than you guys.
We're
Right, 'cause-
telepathically talking.
Fair enough, but I'm just saying, if you're going to follow them, there's a huge gap between Tobias, who's already moving towards the ship. Asborn, you feel the weight of Tobias kind of come off you and begin to drift in the direction of
Is
what
our
he...
glowy little balls right there with us?
Yeah, I mean, you have to hold on to him to move.
I'm gonna hold on to my glowy little ball, and I'm gonna make myself invisible with my hood, my cloak, and I'm going to think about being right close to the ship.
Okay.
Will that work? Will that work?
I don't know until you try it.
That's what I'm doing.
We decide if your hood is greater invisibility or regular.
No, we still haven't figured that out.
Yeah, we haven't been able to discuss that.
He's been busy. I've been busy.
You got tarantulas.
I know, I cannot wait to catch one. What do you think's going to be in the terrarium in the little house?
Don't do it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tarantulas.
So
One of
here's
those things are-
here's the problem that we're having. You guys are out in the open at this point. They're gonna see you.
Right.
They're
That's
gonna
why I
see
did
you.
my invisibility.
So you're currently invisible, but your little ball of energy is not. Right. So if you're not invisible, they're gonna see you. There's just no way they're not gonna see you.
And with Pass Without a Trace, it says a
Well,
veil
the-
of shadows. radiates
Visible.
from-
It's
Well,
in my
but you're also in
hand,
the astral
under the
sea.
cloak. Okay.
Okay, so
So I'm still hiding behind whatever space junk we were.
Yeah, I
hiding
mean,
behind.
you guys were essentially hiding in a debris field while Tobias and Asborn went closer to check it out. Now,
That's
Oswald, you mentioned earlier that you had a plan for a distraction.
If we need to distract all the other ships, in case, I have an idea.
Would you like to share with the class?
I have the idea of the natural predator of the Githyanki.
What's the natural predator? of the
Can you
Githyanki?
like bring one of those here?
Remember that squid people I was talking about?
Sure.
Read some books about how they hate each other.
Wait, do you know any
Knowing what?
squid people?
No, I'm just gonna make fake squid people.
Let's start making them.
He's
No,
de-
it's
and by
like-
the way, he's describing mind flayers, Ilthiids. Is what he's describing
right.
when he says squid people.
I like just
So-
saying squid people.
Thought that might have been what it was, but I wasn't sure.
okay.
The ship is in front of us. Are there other ships around, or they've already cleared
They've
out?
already cleared out. Most of the main fleet is far enough away that they probably wouldn't be able to see you. The other two ships have caught up with the main fleet. This one ship seems to be having an issue and is struggling to get itself moving. This is what
What if-
Tobias and Asborn pick up on and then tell you. Tobias, are you still drifting towards it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Bias, what if we wait until they fix their ship and then we take it?
I'm down
Then
for
it's gonna
that.
Then it's gonna
That's-
move away.
No,
We'll-
what if
we'll be like right there? Like we'll
Let's-
just like wait as soon
and
as it
sneak on
starts
board with
moving,
me.
then we'll do it.
I'll sneak on board with you, Tobias.
And
You guys
we-
be all
I'm down
sneaky
for that.
sneaky.
Can we, holding on to our debris, make the debris kind of float down and under the ship so that we can come up from underneath?
If you want to try to Boba Fett it, go for it.
Okay.
Do it.
Release the space junk.
So Tobias and Asborn are currently floating towards the bottom of the vessel, the top of the vessel. Where are you trying to float towards?
Or the bottom back,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
so
You
we can
guys
kind
are
of sneak up on them.
okay. The rest of
And
you
where
are
they're coming in and out of that one hatch, where they're coming out of, like you said,
the rear cabin
helm,
area.
the rear cabin area.
Okay.
Do I have the impression that if something were to happen, I could use my little globy thing and it would take me like roughly 6 seconds to appear where I wanted to be?
Possible.
Like an action.
I mean, it
tried
does
that.
require some kind of mental discipline and focus. Right now, you're not under any kind of stress or duress. The ability of it to help you with movement could be affected by your condition.
Okay. And is it pretty exact or is it general?
General.
General. Okay.
You're not overly familiar with this place, so it's almost like guessing where you want to go.
Okay. Well, I think I'm not stealthy nor invisible, so I'm going to stay in my space junk.
Okay. Fire, what are you doing?
I'm helping her drift her space junk down.
You're helping who? I'm confused.
Mara, who is staying in the space junk?
I thought she was
Stationary
staying.
space junk.
I
yeah.
think she's staying back.
Stationary.
Yeah.
Staying. Yeah.
You guys have like four
Theoretically, I can
plans
bamf.
going on here. You got one plan to summon mind players. You got Tobias and Asborn drifting towards it. Mara doesn't want to
Okay.
go near it, and Fire's trying.
Okay, wait. Okay, listen. Me and Asborn are gonna come up from behind. Okay. You guys cast fireballs down on these guys, and then have the mind flayers appear. And then we all go in and attack, turn into your bear things, turn into your monster things, and then we'll kill these guys, throw their lifeless corpses off the ship, fix the ship, because that's how badass we are, and then get the hell out of here before the other ships notice what's going on.
Need to wait until they fix their ship. Let them fix the ship. Then we can do that.
He's
Yeah.
almost there. He'll fix the ship and it'll take off and we'll be gone.
Just wait.
Let them fix the ship.
We are. We're just getting
Because-
in position.
No,
Mara,
because
we
it's
should be
the
closer.
same amount of time we'll pass. Either they fix the ship and then we attack, or we attack and then they fix the ship.
Okay,
Well,
but
I'm
you
gonna
guys
be-
are like
Time,
9 million
it's just
miles away.
Is the fix it the before or
Hey,
the after?
Dubtac, thanks for the resubscribe. I really appreciate it.
Okay, we got to be at least on the ship, holding onto the ship when it starts to take off, or you guys are going to
Sure.
be left in the dust, and it's going to be me and
We
Asborn
have
with
the
our
Banfield
butts hanging
crystal
out.
ball glowy stick thing.
Mara, why don't you and I, since I'm not stealthy either, we can stay in our space garbage and start drifting underneath. Tobias and Asborn will be on top. Oswald, I don't know what your plan is, but you're going to be setting the
I
distractions.
feel like maybe I'm not picturing it correctly. Isn't
This-
there like a big gap of space between the space junk and the ship?
Someone
Big
pull
gap.
up the MS Paint.
It's a big gap.
Right, that's
Yeah.
why I was just gonna stay, and when it was time, I was just gonna use my orb to bamf to the ship.
Alright.
I don't have to like.
Let's
cross
figure
the
this out
space.
together, guys.
Oh my
I
God.
feel like we should be touching the
Okay,
ship.
let me
This is
test
the ship.
and see if the orb bamfing will work. And I'm gonna try and being invisible, I'm gonna try and bamf to the underneath the ship.
Yeah, you don't really bamf. You just it moves you. It gives you a sense of propulsion. Gives you a sense of the ability to focus your.
Okay, but it took us here.
'Cause it blinked us last time.
It took
Correct.
us here last
That
time.
had a little bit more to do with the traveler than the energy itself.
Gotcha.
Okay.
He described the propulsion system, but he gave you a little nudge. That was to get you there.
Okay.
All right, so it won't
Okay.
bamf you.
It
So you
won't
have
bamf you.
to-
In that case,
it'll
then
pull
yes.
you quickly to where you want to go.
Okay. Then
Mara,
yeah,
you
we
might
need to
go.
start. Yeah, so we need to start moving.
So is it something like this? So like the main group is like hiding over here, and me and Tobias are like the green, like floating behind.
Kind
Do I
of.
have to watch the stream or something?
Where are you looking?
No, I don't know.
Am I streaming it?
No, he's
that's-
trying to stream it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he's
God,
trying
that
to stream it.
artwork is incredible.
Right?
Absolutely.
You like it?
I'm putting that on the refrigerator, young man. So everybody
Oh my
can see.
God.
Do you like the ship with the pointy
I love
triangle?
it with the anchor on the rock.
yeah, yeah.
It's priceless.
It's priceless, guys.
yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Yes,
This
god.
is like
that
this
the
is like
idea.
Pollock at its best. Okay.
So how far does the Banff take us?
It doesn't really bamf you. It just pulls you very quickly
Movement.
in the direction you're
It's your
going.
movement.
All right,
Yeah.
so they're literally gonna fling themselves at the ship. Nice.
Kind
Well,
of.
no, we're
Well,
drifting
now that
down.
now
with
that I
space
understand how it moves, we're gonna move the space junk.
We're gonna
It's a
try
terrible
and-
plan.
So we're gonna move space junk, right, and float behind it.
You're already invisible on top.
You're already in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Me and Tobias are already here. We're the green.
Jason,
Oswald is
I
coming with
don't
us?
think you ever thought this
Underneath.
would be happening in the game right now, right?
And then coming up
Four-
underneath them.
4 of us are in the space junk.
There
yes?
is a carnival of newcomers in the Astral Sea attempting to hijack a broken Githyanki ship after a brand new fractured section of a world just showed up for them to raid. And you guys are just fucking Keystone copying it. No, I would never expect this to happen. Ever.
And the artwork.
That I
Alright.
can't look at because it'll break my feed.
It'll break
Oh,
the stream.
sorry.
Yeah.
Where is it? Why don't I see it?
It's
It's-
on Discord. You have to look at
Discord.
It
Yeah.
says watch.
Asborn.
It says watch link or something. You
You have
click
to
on
See
it.
click
how
watch stream on
Asborn
the
next
side.
to
Oh,
it
I see,
says
I see,
live.
I see.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
where's the
imagining
chat?
Asborn with his MS Paint, right? And it's
Oh,
Literally
it's stick figures behind a ship and a rock and an
I wish I
actual
could take a
anchor.
picture of it.
And
okay.
Wish I could take a picture of it and send it to you. Best plan ever. That's what it's.
Wait. Asborn, take a screenshot and send it to.
yeah,
Uh,
send it
send
to
it
the
to-
chat. Yeah, send
Yeah,
it to
so
the
you
chat.
can
That
see
I
our-
can see in
our-
the chat.
Our incredible plan.
Oh my goodness. All right.
This is top tier. We're all on the same page now.
Okay.
Top tier.
Okay, so
We're
Samara,
drifting down.
Fire, Oswald, and Mara are in the space junk that is moving, correct?
Drifting
We're
down.
going underneath. Tobias,
Drifting down.
Tobias and Asborn, you need to warn us.
The anchor
when
in the
you-
rock kills me.
You gotta warn us when they're starting to fix it, when it's starting to work. I feel like I
Drop
should
the
cast,
anchor.
I'm gonna
I want
save
to
this.
cast mirror image so that way it looks like there's more of us.
Okay, fair
Is it
enough.
just on yourself, or is it more than?
It's only on me, so there would
Oh, yeah,
be
okay.
3 more of me. But that way, when
That's
we're
a lot of
attacking,
you.
it gives a little bit more of that element of surprise.
Is it
Okay.
is it half orc you, or is it
Uh,
weird these guys you?
Is a very good question. That would be a DM thing because it says 3 illusory duplicates of yourself appear in space. Is it myself as I'm appearing right now, or is it my normal self?
It would be yourself as you appear right now. I'm okay with that. That seems to be more logical.
yeah.
Quadruplets of me.
Correct.
Like it. So now there's 10.
So we could make
these
ourselves look
guys.
like mind flayers if we wanted to, and then when you do the image, it'll look like mind flayers.
Well, but that's just asking them to attack us. This way, we
Okay.
could be their allies.
No, that's true too. So do however what
It
you
sounds
want
like
to do
they
it.
fight between themselves a lot too.
So
Not necessarily.
me and
Mind Flayer, they have to attack.
Asborn will take the helm.
You warn
Oswald,
us.
what are you gonna do? What do you want to do? You're gonna do the mirror. You're gonna do the
Summoning
illusion
mind flares.
of the mind flares, and then
Wait,
fireball
is
them?
an illusion of mind flares, or are you actually summoning them?
Illusion.
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 I can't summon mind flares, goddamn.
No, you summoned a bunch of wind elementals. I don't know what you got.
That's a different
You know
thing.
what the CR rating is for a mind
Don't do the
flare?
magics.
Okay.
Ignoring CR rating, it's a goddamn mind flare.
So
Alright,
we'll
so
take care of anybody
we're
in the
drifting.
bridge.
We're drifting.
Let us know, Tobias.
We're drifting.
Okay.
We're drifting. We're going under.
You tell me when you guys are in position, and then I'll.
Everybody
then
give me
and
perception
Asborn.
checks while you're drifting.
Alright.
Oh, just while you're drifting.
My God.
21.
Ooh.
Oh, natural one.
Back on my game.
Dirty 20.
Oh, is it everybody?
I got a 27. Yeah.
Perception.
18 plus 9. 27.
21 is just average.
Oswald, what did you get?
Or what?
Perception?
Perception.
17.
17.
I got a 15.
All right.
My perception plus 5.
As you guys drift a little bit closer, group size is decent enough, or the group perception is decent enough. You watch as suddenly a string of arcane energy wraps around the center metal mast and begins to course into the sails. Suddenly you watch as the small ship
Attack.
begins to move forward.
Go, go.
Go. Guys, attack.
Get on.
So, just so you know, for perception, I rolled a natural 1, a 3, a 2, and another
God.
2. All right,
This
I
is
failed 4 times to see you guys. So,
I mean, that's
At
great.
this
The Three
point-
Stooges are trying to board your ship right now.
Yeah.
at this point, even with Asborn's fuck up, the group as a whole manages, to see this, and so you're in control of the situation. They're so relieved that the ship's moving again that they just cheer out in their Githyanki language, happy to see that the ship is starting to take off. You have a complete round of surprise on them. Not a free action, but a complete round of surprise on them because they did so horrible. Well, I
Going
rolled so
to
horrible.
How
Bonus
close are we?
action.
How close are we
Night.
with our in our
I mean, you guys are within 10 feet of the ship at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
Activate my right on a bonus action.
Storm chasers. Attack!
Oh, aside.
Oh my
Damage.
goodness.
Not
Oh my
terrible.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right, I'm gonna tell Asmon, let's go to the bridge,
Okay.
and we'll go to what we think is the bridge area.
And this is really more closer to what the area looks like in general, right? Just lots
Okay.
of, floating chunks
like
of
floating chunks
planetary
of rock.
debris, and, there's energy swirling around, and the ship is kind of like floating amongst it and beginning to go, right? I'm not even going to force you to roll initiative yet. So, one at a time, what do each one of you want to do with your free round?
I want to come up kind of close as I can get-ish to one of the bigger looking ones.
Okay.
I want to sneak in and backstab whoever's on the helm.
You said we were like 10-ish
You
feet
don't,
away, so
at this point, you don't see a traditional helm of any sort. You don't see a steering mechanism. There's nothing on the surface of the ship that looks like it manages it.
I'm
Right, like-
I'm going to telepathically tell Tobias.
Mm-hmm.
Tobias, you remember the dude with all the gear on?
Yeah.
He is most likely the person that is mentally connected to the ship. So I am going to grapple him, and you will try to backstab him.
Okay.
solid plan.
All right.
Can I try to get behind, or in whatever way that will allow Tobias to backstab this dude by grappling him?
So at this point, most of the Githyanki have spread away from the hold, and the hold opening is open. There's no sign of the previous engineer type person that you saw. He's probably down inside the ship, is what you kind of gather from everything. All the other Githyanki are drifting to the edge of the ship, pulling out their swords, pulling out weaponry, getting geared up as the ship is beginning to pick up a little bit more speed.
I'm still, if I'm still invisible, I'm going to go down the hold and see if I can
Okay,
see
so
him,
your
find him.
movement is you move down in the hold. In the hold, Tobias, you can see these crystals are all lit up. There's about 20 of them. They seem to be inserted into points within the hold of the ship itself. Around the hold of the ship, there's another deck that seems to have two cannon-like weapons, two facing one side, two facing the other side. The interior compartment is quite small. There's not a whole lot of space here. But standing amongst the crystals, you can see a three-dimensional representation of the immediate space around the ship. And then you can see this white-haired, long Fu Manchu kind of beard Githyanki standing there with his hands near the crystals, and he seems to be pulling back, and that's causing the ship to begin to speed up. He's not more than 5 feet away from you at this point.
I'll fire all three of my weapons into his back.
Okay. Go ahead with advantage, please.
As Tobias is about to fire, can I ready to instantly grapple him?
Sure.
20,
My mind link. We're doing
So
this, guys, right?
31 to hit.
Yep.
Yep.
We're doing this.
Before I take mine.
So right now,
And-
because Asborn Invisible is near the engineer,
Hit.
You do get sneak attack,
Hit. Okay.
Tobias.
Yeah.
So,
let
Yeah,
me.
you're gonna
and
one-shot him, aren't
we're
you?
gonna make all this happen simultaneously. So
Okay. 1, 2.
I'm just resolving Tobias and Asborn first, and then I'll move to each one of you, and then it'll all just kind of like happen at the same time.
Makes sense.
And then we roll for initiative.
If there's any left.
Still alive.
We're not going to one-shot them in one round.
I was a sneak attack might though.
Ye of little faith.
Okay, so.
If he gets this math down, it's gonna be awesome.
Don't talk. 21.
I can actually hear the metal lever being pulled.
I thought that was the abacus.
Oh, that's rude.
Ha 33.
The clacking of the wooden
Uh-huh.
and the ivory.
Okay, so does this do double damage or does it just do my regular damage?
Well, no, because you didn't crit hit, right?
No.
Okay.
So just.
Your normal.
So it'll be a
Your
total of
first
four-
attack is a sneak attack.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
So the total is 48 points of damage.
48 points of damage. He had 48
Nice.
points. Hit points.
Okay.
Had 48 hit points. Because he's the engineer. He's not quite a fighter, so he had less hit points.
Squishy.
So we'll resolve that in a moment.
Okay.
You're nearby, Asborn. Tobias, you're nearby as well. You both have greater invisibility, right?
Yes.
Okay. That only lasts a minute. So we're going to say the moment you attack him, that minute fades, and boom, you appear. So I know you guys were bantering and doing a lot of decision making that felt like it was an hour. But,
Yeah,
we're
it
playing
was
that
a time.
off as this was happening at a faster pace. Okay?
Okay.
The two of you are now visible. There's an unconscious Githyanki at your feet, but we got to resolve that still.
Sure.
Who wants to go next for their free round?
I can. So I'm gonna go up over the edge, and I'm gonna go to the someone I can reach within whatever movement I have
Okay.
that looks the most fast or like
Give me a perception check.
Badass.
That'll take a moment for you to isolate that.
23.
Near the main mast, there is a Githyanki that appears to be barking out orders to the other. He's heavier set, taller, muscular, a little bit muscular in build. He's got a brace of pistols in the front, 2 long swords sheathed at his side, and he's pointing and kind of barking out orders at the other Githyanki.
I'm gonna give him one of these. I'm gonna go. All right. So are they a fae or a fiend?
They are not.
Okay. 2 shots.
Go for it.
That's a 29 and a 22.
Both will hit.
Great. You need me to separate my slashing from my radiant.
No.
So. Good. 23.
23. 23 points of damage.
So 33 for.
Oh, 33. I thought I heard
33,
20
yeah, so for both. No, 33 for both.
for both. Okay. That finishes your free round. Who wants to go next?
I'd like to hop up on deck in the midst of them. I would like to cast Mirror Image. So 3 more of me will appear, keeping in mind that my normal self is 6'5".
Okay.
You cast it twice?
That
You cast it twice?
it says 3 illusory duplicates of yourself.
But you already cast it.
No, this is I was saying that I was going to cast it before. Hopping on, they're up, basically. And as my bonus action, can I give like a loud, scary war yell to try and intimidate them?
Sure, give me intimidation
big
check.
Gith Yankee warriors. Piss your pants. Rah!
Came out a yelp. Got a 1.
You rolled a 1?
Oh, sad.
Aw.
Sam, what'd you roll?
What's
A
your
1?
plus?
But I got a +6, so it's 7 total.
Yeah, it felt more like a passive fart than a yell, but
Oh,
exactly.
gosh.
That would have been so
The
cool.
dice
my
give
gosh.
it and they take it away.
Oh,
There is a
Oh, you're
shock
so
of
right.
there is
Yeah.
a shock of surprise on their face. There's that shock of surprise.
But
And you
they're
go
not
to
being
follow
listeners.
up with this impressive yell, and you begin to realize there's 7 Githyanki staring at the 4 or 5 of you, or how many are there. And there's a level of stoic and resolution in their faces that just tells you that these fuckers know how to fight. There's no hope of intimidating them. You just really, and as your bellow comes out, it just kind of sputters and just kind of,
Ends on a question.
yeah. Huh?
Oh, it's not going to work.
So cool.
All right, so Sam, Mara, Tobias, and Asborn have gone.
One thing I forgot to do.
Wait, have I gone?
Yeah, you were
Asborn?
assisting Tobias.
oh yeah, that's right. That's
So
right.
I attacked with my Rapier of the Histories. Can I extract aspects?
Yes, you can.
So vulnerabilities, resistances, immunities, damage, and conditions.
Yes, I'd forgotten about that.
I did too.
Let me go back to the correct page because you guys literally made me have to do a little work tonight.
Sorry.
Yes, your normal
Our greediness
plans
has caused this.
of just sending us back. No shit.
Our greediness.
Yeah, we're not going to go back with our tail between our legs. We're going to go back on a
So-
kick-ass ship.
Read off your aspects again for me.
Damage vulnerabilities, damage resistances, damage immunities, and condition immunities.
No immunities, no condition immunities, no resistances. You do get a sense that they are psionic in nature, and they have an innate spell casting ability as well. Their damage is totally based on their weapons that they bear. And that's all you pick up.
Yep.
All right. That is everybody except Oswald and Sam. No, Sam just went.
Fire.
Yeah, Oswald and Fire. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
I am going to get, onto the ship and cast Guardian of Faith.
Okay.
So a large spectral guardian appears in the midst of all of the warriors and hovers for the duration in an unoccupied space of my choice within 30 feet of me. And it has a gleaming shield, gleaming sword, and a shield emblazoned with the symbol of my deity. And any creature hostile towards you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian for the first time on a turn must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 20 radiant damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. Oh man, I dropped a dice.
Okay. With that, you cast Guardians of Faith,
Yes.
and that will be your free round to do that. You move on to the. Do you move on to the ship, or you?
Oh yeah, because I do not want it to take off without me.
Okay. Oswald, what are you doing with your free round?
I'm going to sprint onto the ship.
Okay. Anything else? It's a free round. You get a move, an action, and a bonus action, as opposed to just a free action.
As I knee slide onto the ship, I'm going to cast disintegration at the closest Githyanki.
Okay. So, that's a save or a roll to hit. I forget what disintegration.
It's a save, dex save.
Dex save. So we're going to start with that. And what do they need for Guardian saves? Wiz?
Dex.
Dex. Gonna be at least 4 of them clumped together. Okay. So, let me just make one more roll for the ship.
What does this do at a higher level?
So,
Oh, it's an extra. Oh, okay.
all of this happens at the same time. Oswald, you go sliding across the deck. You point your finger at the nearest Githyanki and it hits him broad-chested. Go ahead and roll damage.
What did he get?
He got an 8.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, if I don't roll over a 15 against you, I know I'm usually going to fail.
Yeah. That is 70 force damage.
You guys watch as this Githyanki just evaporates. Pure ash and arcane light. This shocks all the Githyankis. They stand and look around, and as they do, suddenly a purple kind of monument to a book just appears on the deck of the ship, and then swarms of purple books begin to swirl around. I had 2 successes and 2 failures. I had a 21 and a 19, a 6 and a 7. So go ahead and roll damage, Fire.
My dex is 17.
Right.
So, yeah,
I had
21 and 19 would make it.
Right.
It's not a roll for damage. It just does either 10 on a successful save and 20 on a
That's right.
a failed save.
That's
And
right.
it sticks around.
What's the other one that I always get those confused with? That's the
Spirit Guardians.
Spirit Guardians. That's right.
Yeah, this is a Guardian of Faith. He
That's
just
right.
sticks around until he does 60 damage.
Okay. So,
So he's done
he's done the
20,
first
40,
Yeah.
60
60.
damage.
It appears. As it appears, this swirl of arcane purple and book energy, just, and then he fades out of existence. These Githyanki are standing on the ground. Mara, you pull yourself over and out of the cover of the debris, and you leap over onto the ship. You strike into one of the ones that Fire had weakened, and he just falls unconscious at your feet. Sam, you follow all this up with this raucous yell that fades on your lips as your duplicates come into existence, as the rest of the Githyanki on their feet turn to look at you. All this is just a swirling chaos on the deck of the ship as this immediately kicks off. Oswald and Asborn, as the unconscious form falls to the ground in front of you, you watch as there's a disconnect of arcane magic. Just this psionic kind of burst of energy. All of a sudden, the ship begins to spin, lurch, twist, upturn, and is now spinning out of control. I need everybody to give me dex saves, please.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
And also, I need to do something as that happens.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
Can't roll these dice.
Dex save.
Yep.
19.
19.
17.
17. 1.
Yeah.
Throwing out my dice.
A dirty little 20.
Okay.
I got a dirty 20 as well.
Okay. Everybody saved but Sam. Shocker of all things. This ship is now spinning out of control. You watch as the bodies of the Githyanki get kind of ejected from the deck of the ship. All of you either grab onto railings, ropes, cables, or something to tie onto. Sam, you scramble across the deck and you get tossed and your body slams into the metal mast, taking 18 points of bludgeoning damage. And you kind of spin off of it and you're about to be ejected off the edge into open.
I try to grab Sam.
Can I try and grab her?
The two of you can try. Give me simple dex checks. Whoever gets the higher of the two
Now that I
rolls
can-
will
if
be
not,
the
I
one
can
that
wild
grabs
shape.
her.
I got another
17?
dirty 20.
So with that fire, as Mara tries and misses, and then you reach out, you manage to grab like the ankle of Sam, and she's dragging you, you drag her, and then you cling on to the edge. Give me an athletic check, please.
I got a 12.
You're barely hanging on. Your fingers are slipping. She's heavy.
Okay.
I gave you a DC of 10, but
Okay.
and currently the ship is just pummeling and turning. Tobias and Asbor, you're down in the main deck. The crystals are dislodging. The mental link has sent this thing into a chaotic slip, kind of like slip and tumble at this point.
I do
Guys,
know.
is someone doing that? Do something about that?
I do know that they're there because of the psychic link, right?
Yeah.
Because we can talk to
we
each
can
other.
all
and
talk
that.
to each other. Yeah.
So I'm gonna, as I'm like sliding around, I'm gonna say, "This is Big Death" with my left hand, with disintegrate, and then I'm gonna pull out my homunculus, and this is Little Death. Say hi. And my homunculus is gonna cast, what's it called? Dimension Door.
Okay.
Down to where Asborn and
Got you.
ISR.
Okay. So door opens up. In the chaos that's now ensuing, we're still not in initiative yet, as everything has gone kind of wonky and crazy. You and the homunculus slip through the dimensional door, and you're now inside this hold that's tumbling back and forth. All of you up on deck watch as all the Githyanki get ejected from those that were left alive, get ejected. The still bodies float away immediately. The others just get completely, because they had disadvantage because of your surprise round, and none of them rolled a 16 or higher. And they're just floating away uncontrollably away from the skiff that is now spinning out of control. Oswald, as you reappear underneath, and you know everybody else is holding on and barely holding on up on the main deck, you can see these oinks-like crystals, blackened and red, kind of disjointed all over the place. But then you watch as a series of arcane energies begin to swirl amongst this section that you're on. All of you up on the main deck, you feel this arcane energy begin to swirl, and you all just feel the ship collapse in around you, and the whole thing plane shifts. The ship just suddenly randomly shifted into another plane of existence. And then it pops up. And in this new plane that you're in, there are hundreds of air elementals swirling around. They're just big miasma-like clouds crashing in your direction. Oswald, give me an arcane check.
This is what I'm good at. That is a 23.
Yeah, you get the feeling that with the death of the engineer, that you can still see his body still here, tumbling and bouncing in an unconscious state around this hold. Tobias and Asborn are kind of holding on. They're visible now. You know, you got a general idea that the mental link fracturing might have triggered a plane shift effect of the ship. That somehow it's either a safety valve or just some kind of effect because it didn't get disconnected as expected. And now that that arcane link has been fractured, you get the feeling that the ship has no way of righting itself, controlling itself. And you get the feeling that it might continue to do this, continue to plane shift and rotate and spin off its axis and be out of control. You also know that if it finds a plane to exist in with the concept of gravity, things can get a lot more dangerous. And the crystals are splayed out on the ground. They've all been dislodged out of their holding cells or little kind of like holding units.
Let's put them back.
Well, bind
I'm
with
just
the
gonna-
ship. Bind
I'm
with
just
the
gonna.
ship.
Oswald, hurry!
I'm gonna
Well,
start shoving crystals in.
Kind of out of actions for this free round, you know.
Well,
We're not
we're
in
not in
initiative.
initiative anymore. Now
Oswald,
we're
bind with the ship.
Yeah, help us.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm running over. I'm like, you fucking killed him on like the first thing. That is a horrible idea.
Like the whole
It
back of
was
his head's
very
got like
easy.
3 bullet holes in it, and it's all like a piece of his head's floating around.
so
You
fire,
basically just
at this
the
point.
helmsman.
At this point, Firemar and Sam have been able to crawl and hold on to the edge of the hold. You're looking down. Looking down,
So
you can see Asborn and Oswald and Tobias trying to deal with these crystals. This ship is spinning out of control still. And you watch as suddenly
We have
about
all the
100
elementals.
about 100 feet in front of you, as the elementals are getting closer and closer, there's a pink fracture and blue light. It just opened up another plane to pass through.
Help us with these
That
crystals!
one might have gravity.
I'm working on it.
If I use gravity sinkhole, would I be able to create an instance where we have temporary gravity? And would I be able to control it enough where it's not like throwing us, but creating a temporary gravity field?
What's
Just
the
pull us in
maximum?
one direction.
What's the maximum area of effect?
The maximum area effect is, hold up, let me find the spell.
The vessel
Smart.
itself is about 100
I like
feet
that.
long, 40 feet wide. It's many tons in weight.
No, just in this room, 20 feet.
Oh, just in this room?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm okay with you burning a spell slot for that. So for the three of you, you suddenly have control. While the three up above are being shifted and tossed around, the three of you have a 20-foot section where off to the side, Asborn is created. She's created like this like quick little gravity well that allows this space to stabilize for at least a minute. What would you like
Oswald,
to...
go stand on the platform and bond with the ship.
I'm working on it. I'm
Get the
running
crystals
over.
and
I'm
things.
going.
I don't
I'm
think
just
the
trying to
crystals
like
are
run
part of it.
around as much as possible and get the crystals put back to where they belong.
I don't think the crystals are part of it. I think the crystals are the propulsion.
Well,
Well, that's part of it.
That's still important and part of it.
Okay, fine.
They're super important
Do it.
because when they fell out, that's when the ship started going crazy.
No, the ship started
Can I
going
run
crazy
over-
when you put holes in the back of the head of that dude.
Hey, man. I
I'm
didn't
gonna
know.
run over to the console thingy.
Did he have anything on him that might help control the ship, like a crown or some kind of like head thing or anything?
You mean his brain?
Wearing...
Give
His
me...
brain.
Besides his brain.
So, Tobias, so who's doing the crystals? Asborn and Tobias? You're both
Yeah,
dead?
Yeah.
I'll do the crystals.
I will go over the guy's dead body and see if there's anything.
There you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and climb down.
Yeah, same.
Give me acrobatics with disadvantage for climbing down.
Gods, Sam, please make a good roll this time.
Staying up top.
Okay.
I want to keep eyes.
Okay.
I got a
Oswald, 19.
19.
Give me a investigation check.
I got a
Yes.
19.
So 13.
24.
24. So
Ooh.
Fire, you make it down. You watch as Sam tumbles right past you, taking 6 points of falling damage as she slams
Klutzy.
into a
The
twisting...
klutzy orb.
Yeah.
Is
bit of
something
a
been in the
klutz.
whiskey?
Oswald, there are a pair of bracelets that the creature is wearing. They have similar stones in them, just very small, but they look like they might be a match for the crystals.
That's very good. That's very good. Good job,
Alright.
Oswald.
Take
Good.
them off, put them on, put them on.
I'm
And as you put them on,
I'm putting
and,
crystals back.
I need you to make a intelligence save, please.
This
Crystals
is what
back.
I'm good at. Oh, I'm
Crystals
very good.
back. Crystal.
I'm
crystal,
very
crystal,
good.
Crystal, crystal,
That's a
crystal,
28. I'm very good.
Okay.
Woohoo! Hopefully, it was something you should have rolled high for.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he throws those out there.
So, you guys watch as Oswald slaps like these manacles, these bracelets onto his wrist. He shifts over to the center point as Tobias and Asborn are struggling with the last of the crystals. Sam, you sit up. Fire, you sit up, and then you guys slam into the planial tear that it opened up in front of it. And as it goes through, suddenly the scape outside for you, Mara, is as if you're in the middle of a massive fire escape. There are now fire elementals swarming about and descending towards the ship at this point.
So I want to
Oswald,
listen. Are
Okay.
any of them saying anything?
no,
Because I can speak primordial.
yeah, they're not quite close enough for you to hear.
Okay.
Saying
But
death,
they've
destruction, and
shifted.
despair.
It's more the variety of them. There's maybe at least a dozen of them out there. Some are huge, and some are smaller. And as they
I
begin,
just want to be aware if they're like turning hostile.
right, and they're drifting towards the ship at this point.
I think that means hostile.
Oswald, the last of the crystals get put in. The manacles or the bracelets kind of flare with this arcane-like energy and brightness. You watch as one by one the other cells begin to pop into existence. As this steady hum, you feel this mental connection with the ship, almost as if it's rudimentary, has this kind of physical awareness, but almost in like a monotone. And there's a kind of warm comfort when you bind to it. You still take 12 points of psychic damage from the effect because it normally would be 24, but you take half because you beat the check. You're just not familiar with this mental connection. It's very different. All of you begin to feel the ship kind of begin to right itself, get under control. All of you also begin to feel very hot. You're beginning to sweat profusely. The steady glow, for those of you in the ship itself, you can see the glow on the outside. You can hear Mara's kind of panic in her voice as she's describing swarms of fire elementals. Oswald, you bring your hands together like you remember imagining how the engineer would do this, and you watch as a spherical map comes into existence. Give me a history check.
History. 15.
15. The map has different points of the astral sea on it. There are these points in the map that are jagged and almost like floating as like open wounds of energy. You begin to realize these might be plane shift points. You look and you scan and you look and you scan. There is one that looks like it might be a material plane shift and take you back to the material plane.
No, if that one will work, because I still don't know how my thing works, but let's try it anyway.
Fire.
You focus
Yeah,
on
the
it.
traveler.
Give me another intelligence check, please.
See,
I'm
this is
reading
why
it.
you have your mages guide your ships, because your mages are very intelligent. Non-natural 20.
Okay. This time you take another 12 points of psychic damage. You're not quite used to the mental connection. However, you focus on one particular planar gate that you can see. All of you feel the ship collapse around you. There's this kind of like tear of ozone and energy across the ship. It just sparks backwards and you feel it collapse and then re-expand. There's a smell of salt air. It's very cold. And you seem to be along a coastline. And below you is just a vast frozen tundra of ice and mountains. And it's
Are we floating?
freezing cold.
Are we floating?
Currently, Oswald has a bond with the ship. He is using the power of the cells to maintain the flight of the ship. And you're hovering in this very cold space. Everybody who's able to see, which would require you to come up on deck, with the exception of Oswald, that 3D representation fades, comes back up in front of you. If you're up on deck, give me a normal survival check. If you're down and you're looking at what Oswald can see, you can give me survival with advantage.
All right.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
I'm watching what Oswald's looking at.
Okay.
I got a
11.
natty 20.
Okay.
I'm kind of behind, cleaning up the body right now.
So I got 24.
I got a 6.
Okay. Sam?
23.
Okay. Asborn and Mar, unfamiliar with the area. Not really sure. For the rest of you, you recognize it as the Rime Tundra, the far, far deep north of Wildmont. You are way north, and the frozen tundra below you, the edge of the grain wildlands way off in the distance, the frozen landscape just everywhere around you. The Salivare wood based
Cavalier?
Yeah, the Savalier wood way off in the distance as well. And the only landmark that seems to have any reaction to your presence is this massive volcano. The only thing that just obliterates this landscape of snow and ice, the massive Kunagrad volcano erupting in the background. As it would seem, you're back, but you're not anywhere near your intended goal. And that's where we're going to finish tonight.
We got a ship.
Well, I want to. Do we have time for me to tell the traveler that we made it to the material plane okay?
Next week, sure.
Awesome, guys! I can't believe we did it.
Yeah.
My rolls.
I was gonna get a ship or die.
My rolls
God.
were such crap. Such
Oh
crap.
my god, I'm so
You guys
thankful.
were gonna have lightning cannons blasted at you, and for every hesitation,
Lightning.
for every major hesitation, I was rolling for perception, and I couldn't roll. I couldn't roll worth shit. Couldn't roll.
Finally.
What kind of ship is this again? Because I'm going to write that down. What kind of ship is it?
Oh, I'm gonna send you this document right now.
Yeah. Gets Yankee ship. Yeah, good idea.
Learn a
Yeah.
new ship.
Very good idea, Aiden. Very
Good job,
very
helm. Official helmsman of.
So what
Pirates
gave
of
you
the
this
Astral
idea?
Sea,
What gave
I'm
me this
curious.
idea?
Tobias
what-
Fairweather.
We were in the Astral
It's
Sea.
bluish. Maybe we can be the azure mouse or the
Oh no! We
Azure.
no. We already have I already have a ship name prepared. Of course,
What's the ship name?
the Flying Squirrel.
It's not bad.
Not terrible.
Not
So-
There's no
true.
squirrels on here.
I put it in Discord. I took down the picture because technically I need to contact the publisher who made this particular home brewery and ask them if I can use it. And then once I can use it, I can put the picture back up.
Okay.
Wait, that's sick. It looks so cool.
The Githyanki is from the D&D source book, so I'm okay there.
Now it does
'cause-
say here, when I'm linked to the ship, I lose my senses other than touch and sight. However, I do have a homunculus that is linked to me that I have its sight.
We're
So
going
does
to
that count?
augment some of the core of that. That's just the basic framework of what this ship could do. We're going to augment a little bit. I created the 3-dimensional mapping system as a way for you to maintain your interaction with the space that you're controlling. But I also like the idea of the homunculus, kind of being a part of that solution as well.
I like that as an armor class of 8.
Big ship.
It's just a big ship.
It's a
It's
ship.
just a big ship.
All right,
Imagine
everybody. Thank you for joining
popping up
us
with this baby.
tonight. Really do appreciate it. If you want to join our Discord, come hang out. I believe tomorrow night is Descendants. Thursday, One Shot Thursday is taking July off. We will be back in August, although we may also be sticking with the every 2 weeks because one of our players / creators is going to be putting together a test system, and she may want to run a game every other Thursday, and she's creating her own role-playing game, and she wants to have a test group. So we're thinking of putting that together for her and presenting that every other Thursday. Friday is Age of Arcanum. Sunday is Debtor's Gambit. Monday, Faerun Reborn. And of course, Tuesday night, Denizens and their Masters. Our live in-studio games are board games for now. We're trying to put together a campaign for you for our live games Sunday morning. But we're all cautious. We got to all be vaxxed, protected, and unfortunately, with the new Delta variant sweeping through the countryside, there's going to be rules for doing that. But we did do a test last Sunday. We tested our in-studio microphones. We did a 2-hour game of Castle Panic, which was lots of fun. And every Sunday morning between 10 and 12 or 11 and 1, we plan on bringing you just a board game and just hang out with us and chill until we can bring you a live in-studio session. So hop on over to the Discord, check it out, check us out, win some dice, win some miniatures. But as I always say, stay safe, try to be kind. It's not easy. And play a game. It's important. It's lots of fun. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Hey.